blah, 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 blah. Welcome to YouTube to episode 89 of the Slayer 7. Let's say hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad Chicken was muted during that supposed yell. That looked like it could have been terrifying.
Yeah. That's probably fine.
So what do we remember from last time?
Let's see. No, we found it. We found them. I found the cleric. Basically, last week kicked off with Alyssa finally out of the control of the vampire. To which the two fighties kicked ass through room with some assist from Hydrune and Nyla, who eventually showed up. To which finally at the end, Cecile was like, no, drag the body into sunlight. Because just killing it ain't good enough. Once all that was said and done, I believe Alyssa was at 80 HP while Cecile was at 44, which reminds me, I reread stuff about my armor, and I should have been doing more damage after a certain point, but that's besides the point. I'll remember next time. So I'm not usually under half health. Anyway, so we kicked ass, and then the building started shaking, and a key was dropped by said vampire, and I went, hey, I know where that goes. I went, cool. Told us we had a minute, so we various haste and speed potions zip downstairs. To it, Alyssa started having Thor gobble up a bunch of chests full of gold. Hela and Cecile went, oh, there are like 6 coffins in this basement with markings on them. That's okay. Let's keep checking. Cecile found a room that had a chest. Thankfully, it was not trapped in any way, shape, or form. Talk about fucking ego. Grabbed the scroll. On her way out, kind of nudged Nyla, going, I know we killed the vampire upstairs, but they tend to be very, very vengeance happy. Mine's just nuking this basement. Nyla said, absolutely. I dropped a 8th level fireball in that room with all the coffins. Yeah. To it. This section of party hauled ass out of the building, out of the fortress, to head towards the temple. That is our temple, with our cleric and our paladin and our friends. When we arrived, however, that was when Alita was being whisked away to what appears to be what we don't know, but above game was the ethereal plane to talk with the fucking leader of the Wizards of Thay himself, Zastam. Well, the rest of the party who had caught up we didn't really do a recap. It was more of like a show up brief, like, are you good? To which Amir voiced that Alita did not want bloodshed in her temple, causing Cecile to go, So she cleaned her boots off at the very least, so she'd stop tracking as much blood. Because her and the barbarian kind of went kill happy in the fortress a little bit. In excessive ways. And then Alita and Zastam were gone, and then they reappeared, to which, Alyssa, it's like, okay, you're here, you seem to be in one piece, and dipped. Followed by the other sister, who, unknown to the rest of the party, walked in, grabbed Alita in a hug very fiercely, and then kissed her very solidly, telling her never do that again. And that's where we ended. Yeah. Did I miss anything?
Not that I can think of.
So where do you want to, yeah. So yeah. Is that where we're picking up tonight in the temple?
Yes.
Okay. I know Cecile is gonna stand up because right. Other big important piece of information. Alita got back from the ethereal plane. There's a bunch of shaking, and all of a sudden we're back in fucking Blackfall. Like that. So,
Yeah.
Lissa, confirmed cleric appeared to be in one piece and unharmed and left. And then Hydrune kissed Alita. And so yeah. I believe Nyla was running off to a bar. So
Yep. Nyla and Alyssa stormed out.
Mhm.
Um.
Nyla's was more of like a just shuffled off. Yeah. Alyssa wants to go sleep.
Yep.
She's
So
exhausted.
Alyssa goes back into the keep.
Cecile stands up.
Tibbers goes to his little sanctuary. Nyla goes
Yeah.
to
The bar.
I gotta get the other Nyla token.
Mm.
There we go. Nyla goes to one of the mini bars.
Cecile is standing up, feeling much better after the paladin had dropped, I believe, 60 points of lay on hands into her. And she's still not full health, which is oof. Kind of pats the paladin. It's kind of like, good job. And then enters the room so she herself can confirm Alita is good. So I'll let the two in the room tell me what I see. Because I know I didn't see the kiss, but I don't know what state they're in now.
Oh no, Hydrune still has a leader just holding her tight.
Like hands on face.
Or
just hands
holding
back
for
around her,
hug.
just holding her.
Okay.
Hmm.
You
Do I
walk in, they
insight check
hugging.
this?
I mean, you can.
I will. 'Cause, yeah. I don't know
Nope,
anything's going on.
As far as you can tell, Hydrune is just glad that Alita is okay.
Great.
It's been a stressful 24 hours.
So just sigh of like, okay, Alita looks unharmed. I'll just point at her. You're like, you should tell your aunt and Tannis that you're okay. They're the only two we told. Don't know if they told anyone else.
Yeah, Alita probably makes a couple of verbally mentions underneath, you know, the full redded face and the embrace that Hydrune currently has, and it's like, yeah, I should probably tell them that we're good. And at this point, given your impression of Alita's aunt, if Tannis had told anyone else, there would probably be a marching elvish army on your doorsteps.
Yeah. Or not
So-
our doorsteps, probably Faye's.
Yeah, wow.
But who knows? If her aunt was upset, her aunt would probably show up herself.
I
But
can
I
always
don't know.
send. I can always send Delta to let them know.
I love that Cecile, with their very,
Yeah.
very high passive perception, can tell that Alita's blushing and they're hugging, but she has not put two and two together at all. She's just too tired.
Let's say Delta probably knows exactly where Brianna is, considering outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Whereas Tannis is a little bit harder for Delta to find in the Underdark.
Yeah.
So just like sigh at Lita and be like, "Oh, also let her know that we killed at least one vampire. Might
Mhm.
have nuked 6
Another
more
6.
vampires in the basement."
Okay, I will let her know that there were vampires
Mhm.
first, then that, they might be dead. Well, one solidly dead, but
One is
others might be dead.
absolutely dead. Alyssa kind of dragged it into the sunlight, but that's what happens when you bite a raging barbarian numerous times. They're not going to let you out of there alive.
Okay.
Uh,
I just
But I would-
realized that the fact. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll look at Alita though and be like, I would give Alyssa a bit though. I would just. It's just he'll just sighs deeply. It's like we
Given
to
how
fight each other again.
quickly the events had taken place, how quickly your guys' response were to go split up, go get information, go get teleported to Fae and all the Fathom battles, it's probably been less than a full day.
I believe it.
So at the moment,
Yeah.
we'll say it is probably getting pretty damn late, pretty dark out. Since
Yeah.
like the initial
you
attack
can
was more
probably-
morning-ish.
At least with Cecile, you probably notice the bite mark just because with how covering her armor is, the bite mark would be in like one of literally the only exposed sections.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, I would prefer you fix
So-
Alyssa first because she got bit more. But I also think you need to give her space. I'm not gonna, but well, some. But yeah, I don't know how. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is your clunky elven self is walking over here so I can fix that vampiric icky. And then I'll take care of Alyssa later.
It's just sigh like a shuffle. Just like Cece fixed up most of the other damage, thankfully.
Hydroon takes a step back to let her heal.
We have two pseudo healers and a big healer in our group. But our two pseudo healers use their
Don't
healing
have
as
the important
secondary.
heal.
Because you have the paladin
The
healer
two
that
pseudo
mostly
healers.
likes to be the gunslinger. And then you have the bard healer that mostly has been almost pseudo fighter too. Has been
I'm
running
here to
into
heal
the
your soul.
fray.
You have two EMTs and an actual ER doctor. That's what you
Yeah.
have.
The temple's got the space to prove it.
You have two EMTs and a first responder if you include Timbers.
This is true.
Who would ever include timbers?
So as the group starts to
What is that,
kind of
if-
split up, Cecile's sitting behind for
I just
Some
plot myself. I don't plot myself because I'm still kind of covered in blood. I look at Alita like I wiped off. I cleaned my feet off, so I'd stop tracking blood all over the temple.
That's as long as there was no blood actively spilled in the temple, you're good. Just
No, yeah.
let me fix you, before you walk away.
Also, I am, because we are now 18, level 18 for most of y'all. I think everybody should have up there. Yep, looks like everybody did.
It's got a
Um,
long rest for everything to actually kick in.
I am implementing a house rule that will probably remain a house rule from my campaigns here on out.
Is it something I sent you?
Spells outside of combat do not use spell slots. My word is final. Because of a lovely debate that Johnny and I had about how spell slots are more of like
Thank
bits
God.
of like a stamina bar. Because when you're in combat, you're trying to cast these high level spells within like a 6-second burst. Whereas outside of combat, you can spend a minute, 2 minutes being calm, subtle, use all your energy comes back within like a minute to 30 seconds.
So basically, you're ruling that outside of combat, almost any spell can technically be cast as a ritual spell due to the ability to take your time.
So it may
Sweet.
take longer. And then on top of that, because you're taking your time, you're regenerating that stamina back. Ba-ba-ba-da-da.
So the cleric fixes me?
Yes.
Yeah, once the cleric can free yourself from the warlock's death hug.
Oh no, Hydra already stepped back to let her heal.
Okay. Yeah, cleric does cleric things. The vampiric wounds closes up and doesn't radiate bad omens anymore. For a lot of the other group, as we transition to the Blackfall map, for anybody who ends up leaving the temple, I don't know why the tokens are not showing.
I can see them.
I'm seeing them.
Tokens are showing for me.
Maybe they just don't like you.
Apparently, they don't like me. That's fine. I'm gonna reload.
I'm seeing all the
My stream
tokens
page.
shifting just ever so
I just
slightly to the
highlighted
right
them
and
all,
then back to the
shifted them,
left.
and shifted them back because sometimes moving them pops them up on my other screen. Okay, well, I guess the streamers don't get to see the tokens right now, but that's okay. So you guys can see we're
Fine.
split up. We got Nyla wandered off to a bar. Harbin,
After I
the
get fixed,
mayor,
I'll be
is
heading that
back in
way.
his office. Most of Blackfall is still kind of on lockdown. There's not a whole lot of people out and about besides like guards and fighters. Timbers went to his sanctuary.
Was Sledge awake when I peeked on him in the other room?
Kinda. I mean, he's been kind of just staring at the ceiling, but shortly after you went to talk to Aelita, he kind of just stepped out without saying much. So Sledge is out wandering.
Amir is going to ask him, "Where are you going?"
I need a place to think.
Okay. And then go back to cleaning.
You could point him towards a specific tower with a specific person who also happens to have his kids.
Right.
CC will do that.
Okay. If
CC
anybody
will
is
say, hey, you
looking-
might want to go think over there at that place.
I know as Alyssa is
Mr.
going back
Grill.
to the fortress to sleep, up on the roof, using great dwarven shouting because they both forgot the damn sending stones. Fowlin and Bowlin are on top of two of the spire posts, and they're working on what looks to be a large cannon-like device on top of this tower. But instead of having an open-faced like cannon, it comes to a point and you see a whole lot of flashing lights and glowing coming from both of them. But instead of, using sending stones to talk to each other, they're using the echo of the courtyard to shout things back and forth. Being obnoxious as those two are. So they are not currently in their forge at the moment.
Oh, I'm leaving that alone. And going to find Nyla.
So, with a few little bit of daylight left, what's the rest of you guys want to do?
Gonna go find Nyla at that bar, whether it's out here or in the keep somewhere.
It's most likely the one that the dwarves use. Across from the forge.
'Cause I believe she just wanted a chill drink.
Mhm.
Which Cecile will humor her for that. But kind of like, we're having a drink. Did you learn from last time?
Yeah, Nyla
Cecile,
kind of
did you-
got drunk.
Cecile, did you know that dwarves have over 20 different words for the word ale? I didn't.
How many drinks has Nyla had by the time Cecile got here?
2 or 3.
There's only one bottle. It's not empty yet.
Okay, we stop here. Because the last time, you got way too drunk and nearly puked on Hydroon, and then you had a harsh wake-up call when the alarm klaxons went off in the city last time.
If Hydrun was there, it'd just be, yeah, don't remind me.
When we're done fighting all the dragons and whatever, I will absolutely get shit-faced with you again. But now, I would recommend, in my infinite wisdom, don't. Just don't.
I hear what you're saying. And I hold you in such high regard that I promise you that this is going to be my last bottle for the night.
Can I insight check Nyla?
Sure.
Oh, God. Ugh. Come on. Come on, fighter. You didn't pick up on the... Nope. Totally believe you.
You failed worse on that than trying to see what's going on between Hydra and Alita.
It's like I'm rolling like myself rather than my character for once.
I don't know if Nyla is trying to be deceitful
At
or
least for
honest, but
romance.
you can't tell either.
Now, just to double check, you don't want me to... Is it you're worried about the cost or you're worried about my health? Because
Your
one of those you really don't need to worry about.
The gnomish
I'm not worried
lightweight.
about the cost. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that we could drink this city dry and still not be out of funds.
Mm. Well, I
But I'm
appreciate what
worried
you're
about your
saying.
health.
Well, thank you. You look big and strong, and I'm sure that there's lots of other big and strong dwarves who'd be willing to, I don't know, throw me like a potato across the city and I'll land softly in a bed somewhere.
I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, the cousins are currently working on a project, and more than likely, when they're finished with that project, they will end up in this bar. So if you're still here,
Why didn't Tibbers join me?
probably.
He was supposed to join me. We were supposed
He's
to be drinking
currently-
together.
He's currently getting over the fact that he didn't get the other druid's number.
It's so sad he did.
You can go find him. He's at the bestiary.
You could have said better myself.
Let's go.
He's
Come
got-
on. And I grab the bottle and
Okay.
say, let's go.
He's like, I'm gonna go check on Alyssa, but I gotta follow. Okay. Okay. No, I'm following the gnome. Because for once, Nyla doesn't want to kill Timbers, so I'll take it. They've had some growth in the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the
Well, one thing
bestiary.
goes
The gate's unlocked.
Okay.
Timbers is there sobbing loudly.
Timbers.
Over the course of the walk, Cecilia has become Cecilia.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ooh.
Perfect.
Cecile to Cecilia to Cecilia.
I'm letting it happen mainly because
I'm not.
Chaos.
I'm a 7'3"
Timbers!
So Timbers is basically say I want to be left alone for a bit because at this point I gotta step away to eat dinner real quick. So Timbers just wants to be left alone for a few minutes just to
No.
just be with
No.
motions.
Go get drinks.
You don't. He doesn't have to go get them. I've brought them. I put a 33% fill bottle on
Give
the.
Timbers a few minutes and I will be glad to do that. So I'll be right back. I
I'll
gotta
look
eat
at Nyla and be like, "You can stay here with your cousin."
Where else is there to go in this boring city?
I mean, you're not. If we're currently on lockdown, so lockdown's done. Then it's less boring. I understand.
You ever wished we recruited a rogue?
I mean, we technically did.
Can we have
He's
them
a
break
lot.
lockdown?
He could try, but he'd kind of have to go through Alyssa,
Okay.
and I don't recommend that to many people.
I'm gonna
Or
stay here
any.
with Timbers.
Okay, if
Thank
you
you.
need help, I'm gonna be in the keep.
Thank you. Shh, 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 shh.
I was gonna pat Nyla's head. And I'll probably undo my water skin and just put it on the ground. Like, when you finish the bottle, finish the water skin, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Promise me.
I promise you. You.
Also, remember you wanted to read that book, but maybe don't do it while drunk.
I got it right here.
Actually, that might make reading it better. I don't know. Religion's not my forte. Talk to Alita for that. And I will, at that point, head into the keep. More or less. Pseudo tracking down Alyssa, pseudo tracking down whoever from the council to more or less be like, we're back, the temple's back, people in the temple are back. Give us like 24 hours, please, for the love of God. At least. If you wake up Alyssa, I make no promises as to what will happen to you, and I'm not gonna stop her.
Okay. Just
Fine.
out of curiosity, Nyla, could you roll a perception with disadvantage?
Okay. Let's
So
see
right-
here.
Yep,
I know how to
so
roll perception, but I'm not sure how to activate disadvantage.
right click on where the
Uh,
button and then select disadvantage.
Ah.
And that is performance. We need
That is performance. You are right.
Close, but not quite. Yeah, not quite. Okay.
Cecile did have a drink with Nyla, but a
Yeah.
drink of the dwarvish stuff. So Cecile is
So where was Cecilia heading off to?
Trailing after Alyssa and basically checking in with whoever from the council briefly to more or less say, we're back, temple's back, people in the temple are back. Leave us alone for like 24 hours.
Okay.
Unless dragons are literally attacking the city. Or another building goes missing.
Yeah, as soon as you
Which-
enter the courtyard, you could hear Powlin and Fowlin shouting things back and forth. They sound like they're trying to finish hooking something up, trying to make sure that power levels are good and things like that. It's kind of hard to make out. They kind of switch between different dialects of Dwarvish, and then they go back to Common, and they're just kind of yelling things. Surprisingly, both of them have their full set of tools, or there would probably be tool throwing back and forth as well. But
I
the
will
dangers of hitting
shout-
somebody would be increased that way.
Yeah. I will shout up at the two of them. Their favorite ever assistant is back and in the temple over there if they want some help. You know, the tall furry one?
Yep, they get excited.
No, Cece's coming up behind you.
Oh. I'll kind of thumb at the two dwarves towards CC and be like, hey, grandpas are working on something if you want to see.
Okay, we'll help.
Just knowing CC, he's
Boing,
excited.
boing, boing, boing,
Boing,
boing.
boing, boing. And Cece will run up the stairs to get to the first grandpa to see what he needs.
Yep. At the moment, as you start getting like the last couple of flights of stairs, you're seeing these really awkward looking tubes going up the stair lines up to where these like cannon things are. And they're mumbling things about making sure that they don't overload the arcane engine for these things to function. They're shouting back and forth about test firing, but not tonight. They're just trying to do the last of the plugging things in. There's a series of gemstones that are all cut down to specific almost like fuse measurements, and they're just trying to make sure that the power sequence is in the right orders. And then they kind of, they tap a rune to kind of start making it light up, and then as one of the crystals starts changing colors, they stop it and pull it out and put in, like, they're trying to like make sure that the order is good. They don't want anything to malfunction
Blow up?
on these things. Yeah. And because one's good at the fuse part of it, the other one's better at the magical calculations, and the fact that they decided to go up two different towers, that's where the shouting's coming back and forth. So
One's good
CC
at the
going
numbers,
up.
One's good at the technical.
Yep. So CC going up there to assist will be able to get them focused on the right thing. Because CC's kind of been apprenticing both of them. So whereas one's got one set of skills and the other one's got the other set of skills, CC's like the jack of all trades with both of them.
And he won't get confused when they start speaking in Dwarven because they taught him to Dwarven.
Yeah. Yep. So he'll be right as rain in there. Temple goers.
Hmm.
What are the three of you guys doing?
Once everyone just started to disband, Amir started the cleanup process because there's nothing he can do, and even if he were to really start saying things, no one's in the mood to listen. So,
What form are you
make
in?
himself useful. I'm still in my normal form.
All right. So this.
Wait a second. He took off. He just made his wings disappear.
Okay.
That way, the space.
So this winged devil-looking creature doesn't listen, clean up a temple, confusing people that come in and go. But yeah, no. So it's just you just look like a a very tall elf mopping up blazes.
Yep.
Getting on hands and knees to make sure that
Cecile tried as she might, but still kind of left a
I
little bit
didn't
trail.
clean up the temple because it
No.
seems like Alita has specific ways she wants done. I just stopped tracking as much blood through the temple.
So Amir starts to clean. Are you two staying there?
No, Aelita is going to strongly recommend that Hydrun go take a bath and go to bed.
Yeah, okay. And before Hydrun goes to actually sleep, gonna try to no, not yet, because I don't have any actual slots open to attune to it. So I'm gonna start reading the book.
Okay.
Which one?
The Manual of Gainful Strength that I need to read for 40 a total of how about
Strength
hold
or
up.
con?
Oh, Manual of Gainful Exercise. If I spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days or fewer.
Your con goes up by 2, right?
Strength.
Strength is
I
up by
read the
2.
strength one.
We got another one.
We got another one?
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
shit.
Yep, you found one at an earlier area, and then they found this one not too terribly
This
long.
was in Xanthar's Tower.
Yep,
Or Zonthal's.
Stonefalls. And I think you found yours just before that.
We found the other strength book in the cave with
All
Chuth.
the other books.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm
There's
gonna
still a
start
con
reading
book
that.
floating around somewhere.
Con book? I think the con book went. If nobody
We
has it
found that
in their.
fighting the orcs and things in that one campsite when we were on our way to the Misty Forest.
Like, my constitution's at 16, so I'm not incredibly worried about getting that up.
You also mentioned about a book for Nyla. Does Nyla have one of those books that
Religion.
she should be reading? Oh,
She's got a book where I believe it's just a short rest or a singular rest. After reading it, the religion score goes up by 1.
Yep.
That's Tim.
About how much would you about how long would you say I read this for before I go down?
How long?
Yeah.
I mean,
So I-
knowing
just like
Hydrun, she's
track.
probably starting to read it while taking a bath and, reading it while walking into the bedroom. So probably a good few hours at least.
So what, 3-4 hours?
Just keep checking in with Tim.
Yeah.
Just make sure whenever we take a long rest, say you're working on it.
Yeah, every time you read it before like a rest, it will count as in a day.
Yeah.
So if you decide to read it before you go take a long rest, then that will count as 1 day of reading stuff.
Yeah. 48 hours of reading it.
Cecile burned through it, but Cecile also only needs 4 hours of rest a night.
Yeah, that's the difference between an elf and a human.
Let's see. If no one's got the book for the con, that might have been one of the things that Nyla had before Perma accidentally deleted the character.
Mm.
Well, if there's anybody who needs to read a book about the art of the con, it is certainly me.
Considering that Nyla's been doing a lot of, I have a Dragon Slayer longsword, and I'm going to go in and stab some people.
Yep.
So I'm just doing a quick glance at everyone's character sheets, just looking for the book. And if it I'm not finding it, so I'm pretty sure that goes to Nyla. So
I'm actually pretty sure that when we found it, we all agreed that with Nyla that Nyla's the one who needs
when you
it,
guys found the
considering that she's
library,
given-
yeah, you guys were passing them out.
It wasn't the
Yeah.
library though that we got that book.
It was
No?
it was the office.
Orcs.
The office.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
The
No?
con book was way before that. The con book was a while ago.
Yeah. The one manual
The
of
skill
bodily
books for
health.
the office.
Oh yeah, the skill books. Yeah, the animal handling, all that kind of stuff. That's the one you read. So Nyla's got the religion book for that one. But we'll say that
the
Nyla's
con-
got a manual of bodily health on her.
Yeah, the con book was when I believe Alyssa set the record for how much damage in a single turn.
Yep.
Yes.
And that was the fight against the ogres or orcs when we were on the road with the caravan to the Misty Forest from
Oh yeah, when I
Dwarven
first pulled
Keep.
out the void.
We'll add
Yeah.
that to bag of holding.
Mhm.
And now Nyla's got the manual of bodily health. Okay.
Scared the shit out of some orcs before they died.
I know
Mhm.
it became Cecile's favorite game. Yeet orcs into Black Void.
Well enlarged.
hmm
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait for y'all to see what happens with Cecile.
So while for those that were kind of wandering the streets, Sledge went to go find a spot to sit, just kind of chilled out for a little bit before slowly venturing to the tower, running into Sister Gorel, who just
Mhm. Knows
without
exactly who
asking,
sneezes.
yes.
Yep.
As soon as she sees him, is all like, "Yeah, you need to go into that room right there." And of course, going in and being reuniting with both of his kids, that kind of made him an enemy of the state at one point. So he goes and that's where he's gonna chill for the time being.
Good.
Chicken, it sounds like you're back. Or so I thought.
Yes, I am back. I'm
Okay.
trying to load the campaign as we speak.
Okay. So while
I'm sorry it took me so
Nyla comes in, crying, looking for Timbers, Cecile kind of leaves her at the gate, and Cece, being kind of a bit of a punk, decides to cast Cure Poison on Nyla as he walks back, just so that it means that if
Oh,
Nyla gets
Lord.
too drunk, she's not going to get sick.
That's nice to see.
And just does it very kind of like, poof, you didn't
Yeah.
notice, and keeps walking.
don't want to have a repeat of that of what happened last time. Good lord.
I
Yep.
was trying to talk Nyla out of that, but okay.
But yeah,
That was
Timbers,
still
you
hilarious,
got-
but still.
you got Nyla just inside the gate, kind of slurring words with a bottle in hand.
Timbers basically just just trying to keep his composure, trying to pray, like trying to do like a little astral projection, trying to reach out to the fiery redhead goth druid and whatnot, but it doesn't seem to be working. And just hearing Nyla just shouting my name, I'm like, oh. So I hop down the tree. I hop down the trees and whatnot, past the animals. I walk up to the gate. You're drunk again. What?
I have a joke for you, cousin. Did you know that dwarves have 20 different over 20 words for ale? In fact, they've named this one, and I hold up the bottle that's 30% gone. And I say, they've named this one Boat Sex. Because I've drank most of it, and I tell you, I must attest, it's fucking pretty close to water. I am feeling nothing.
Oh god.
Best substitute ever.
I don't know. I love mob slaves.
I'm having issues.
Ish.
You're having issues? Tell me about your issues.
Oh, one second.
Man, these
I'm having,
substitutes tonight are
connection issues.
spicy.
Oh, real life issues. Got it.
Hey,
Issues.
it's a $5 bill.
I know that my presence is bothering you, and I wish I could be sorry about that. So instead, I'll just sit quietly and read my book, shall I?
Sorry. Fucking. No, my presence
Oh.
is bothering you, and I wish I could be
Sorry,
sorry.
no.
about it.
I switched over to my phone so I could hear everyone better because the whole dwarven ale joke, whatnot, was just choppy as hell. I couldn't really understand. So
Oh,
Aw.
repeat it.
Oh,
Repeat it for chicken,
Timbers-
please.
Yeah.
Timber basically,
But
like,
no,
just
no,
sees
no.
Nyla
You need a
talking.
repeat.
Timber sees Nyla
Oh.
talking, just like, slurring, trying to tell a joke, and Timber's just like, does a little peeking ear to. Ugh. Sorry, cousin. You might want to say again. My had cleaning out my ear.
I was
Shrek
saying
your
that
cousin.
that I've learned one of the many words that the dwarves have for ale. This bottle is called boat sex because it's fucking pretty close to water. I don't feel a thing after having drank most of it.
Do they possibly have one called the Kraken? Because I swear to God, I might have to down that whole bottle just so I could feel like I'm getting split into pieces by a beast of the ocean.
Damn.
What's
Or
bothering
do
you?
they have one? Do they have one called the Carpenter? Because I will swear, I will down the whole bottle and I will wake up in the morning and feel I'm getting hammered in the head.
Oh my.
That
Okay.
one is so bad on so many levels.
Uh,
Man, you can't say that, okay? God.
Well, since Cecile left, I think I can give it a try. Come now, what's wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing. I promise I'm fine.
I don't believe you.
1 second. Just give me about maybe a minute. I promise you, I probably could bullshit. Hopefully, let's see. Gonna make a deception check. I'm gonna try to roll a deception. Fuck. I forgot my charisma shit.
Your Christmas shit.
Yeah, my charisma is shit.
Nyla, would
That
you
is
like to
3.
give an insight to
Collapse
see if you
I
sense the
hope, I pray
bullshit?
you roll in that one. I pray you roll in that one on your
Should
insight.
be given advantage because they're cousins.
No, she's
Oh,
drunk,
it's
so
a plus.
Oh, yeah.
It's a plus 5 anyway. You were fucked from the get go.
Nyla's base stat is a bard.
Also gave Nyla a heads up that she thought Timbers was upset due to the fact that he didn't get the druid's number. Nyla went into this prepared.
I would say it was gonna be disadvantaged because she's drunk.
Not anymore.
not.
Fucker.
Fuck. Yeah, no, basically, definitely could tell from the look on Timber's face. Yeah, you definitely tell his eyes are bloodshot, watery, and whatnot. His face is almost as long as a horse.
Look, Timbers, I know that you have very strong feelings for this druid. What was their name
What
again?
are you talking about? No, it's all right. I'm just the spunky old stud and whatnot.
I believe a College of Lore bard would remember that the druid's name is Brianna.
And as for reference, picture incoming.
No, please no.
Oh yes.
No, please no.
Given
this would be what one of Aelita's aunts.
Great aunt.
Great
Great
aunt.
aunt.
Great on.
Timbers, no matter what anyone else says about you, I know that you have excellent breeding. You are an absolute catch.
Okay, how much of that bottle did you drink? Seriously, for the love of gods, how much?
I
did you fucking drink?
viciously shake it and slosh it in front of your face. It's over 2/3 gone, and look at. I am under 3 feet of meat, man.
Fuck.
Oh god.
Um,
God. I'm just
Brainwave
gonna be.
places
I'm just gonna
stay
yell out. I'm gonna just Alyssa, Cecile.
You
Where are
try
you?
to come find me, you're gonna have a bad day. Don't do that.
Oh, Cecile's not letting that happen. Don't worry.
all right. Looking at the intoxication table, Nyla
God.
has a what constitution modifier?
So just
Oh,
double
no.
checking. Someone casting cure poison on her. That was just an aside. That didn't actually happen.
Oh no, that did
basically,
happen, and that's gonna keep you from a terrible, terrible hangover.
that's going to keep you from getting sick. Yes.
But you're still drunk as fuck.
Okay, so you asked me for a what check again?
What is Nyla's
I
con
believe-
mod?
On
Nyla's
mod 3.
3. So your intoxication threshold is a 4. So every time their drinks have 6 levels in strength, and the number of the end of the description indicates the exhaustion save increase. So we're guessing this is dwarven ale.
Mhm.
Very strong.
Uh,
Very strong.
strong, either between strong and very strong. A strong beverage has 2 levels of intoxication. These drinks typically cost 5 silver to 1 gold. Or very strong adds 3 levels of intoxication and generally cost between a gold piece or 10 gold pieces.
Yes, they sold me something. What was it? Very reserve or something.
Yeah. And then we got
'Cause this wasn't- this
dangerously
was not-
strong
this-
and blackout strong.
It's not top shelf, but it's also not.
So we'll
rare.
say variant strong. So currently, by the time you get to the bottom of the bottle, you'll be at your intoxication max threshold. And if you
I'm
go
there.
over that threshold, then we go to the blackout table.
Mm-hmm.
And then things get fun.
Fuck.
But at the
Oh,
moment,
Yeah, no,
at the moment,
just-
liquid courage is in your body for the next 4 hours. You
No,
get
is
five.
that-
You get 5 temp hit points. Advantage on charisma skill checks. Advantage on saving throws made against fear. And advantage on charisma ability checks. But you have disadvantage on wisdom and dex saving throws, and disadvantage on intelligence and wisdom skill checks. So, as long as you're rolling in charisma, you are fine.
So Timber's just gonna see Nyla in the state she is, and he's basically like, you know what, fuck it. Snatch the bottle. I'm basically just gonna chug. I'm gonna take about maybe 2 mouthfuls. Fuck it.
Please do.
And what is your
Yeah, I mean,
Tibbers? What is
like
your
here.
con modifier?
My con modifier? Let me check. I bet it's not as fancy. Characters.
I think it's about the same.
My con modifier is. Come on. My con modifier is 3 plus 3.
So you have a 4. So you're less than Nyla's.
You're right there
So-
with me. I'm also a 4.
Yep.
Yep.
So the more of this that you drink, you guys are gonna hit the same level really quickly.
As far as I'm
Fuck it,
concerned,
we're
you
going for it. We're going for it.
No, this is all
So-
you. This is all you, cuz.
So you chug the rest of the bottle.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna chug the rest of the bottle.
A third of the bottle. Okay.
I mean, Nyla drank 2/3, so
Plus, I mean,
minus
with,
a cup from Cecile, but that's about
plus
it.
with plus with all the bullshit that Timber just went through, I think he basically reason has gone out with the wind.
Timbers, I
Yeah.
have read all of the great classic romance books and stories. I've heard all the ballads from our homeland. And I can tell you right now that there is nothing standing in between you and a beautiful relationship with B. Now, the only thing that might is you simply have to tell me that there's more to her that you enjoy than you want to climb her like a redwood.
Hey, Nyla. Nyla. I need a
Cousin.
wisdom saving throw from you. DC is 16.
Coming up.
A
Yep,
deep.
I need a DC.
I'm sorry. A
That-
DP?
Wait,
The
a
DC is
wisdom
16.
saving throw?
Yeah, wisdom saving throw, DC of 16.
So technically, with liquid courage, that's going to be disadvantage. So if you want to roll that again, we'll just take the
Disadvantage,
lower number.
yes.
Or you can
Yes,
just roll it
indeed. Well, that was
again.
a
And we'll just
wisdom
take the
check.
same number. Yeah.
No,
That's a
it's
dex
an-
check.
No,
It's
that's a
definitely
dex
not-
check.
I,
We need
gosh.
Oh,
It's still
also.
a plus
Yay!
3.
The same modifier. They're
You
both
do that!
They're both a 3. No, wait. The wisdom is a 2.
So,
Sorry.
so what
My
we need
apologies.
is a wisdom save, and the saving throw should be to the left of the screen, underneath
Left
strength.
of the screen.
So
Oh,
there's
look-
Roll it, guys.
Oh,
I just-
Those are the
yes.
saving throws. So we need a
Thank you.
disadvantaged wisdom save.
So
So
I
right
right click, disadvantage roll. Perfect.
Correct.
How about that crit fail?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting there. I'm basically just like thinking of.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Rihanna.
minute. How drunk is Timbers off of this third of the bottle?
Not that drunk yet. I'm not that drunk yet, but I'm basically thinking of Brianna and just hearing Nyla try to talk me like a love guru. I basically just put the ball down, point a finger, and I just say, "Go to sleep," and I cast
Ah.
Gias.
Yes.
Immediately, my
What
eyes
kind-
slide shut. My head lolls forward. And do you catch me as I tumble forward? Because my head's very heavy right now.
Well, I mean, we're in my habitat, so we're in the grass. I guess I would say we were basically sitting down in the grass area, so it's pretty soft. So I'd let you fall into the grass just to sleep it off.
Rude.
And because of this,
I'm
Timbers,
drinking,
They are
and I'm currently
cousins.
heartbroken. I'm currently
Timbers?
bummed and heartbroken. Yeah.
I need a Constitution saving throw from you.
Boy.
Oh, boy.
Nyla, prepare for the splash
Astral
zone.
inebriated. Find out what happens.
You
The
said,
DC is
Constitution?
equal 8 plus the strength of the drink, which is 3.
That's
No,
11.
the strength of the drink is 5 plus the level intoxication, which is 3.
All right, so you said
16.
con save.
So you have a con save of DC of 16.
I'm gonna fail it. Oh, 21.
That's my cousin. That's what I'm saying.
I can hold my liquor.
I mean,
You
you
ain't
can
getting
cast while
chumped on.
drinking. I don't know if that's holding your liquor.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
yeah, no, I'm not.
It's technically
I can
my
play
liquor. I
beer
bought it.
pong while
So
drunk.
now we're on the
That's just weird shit.
blackout table, but you
Oh,
do
what?
not fall unconscious or gain a level of exhaustion. But I do need a
Thank God.
D10 from you.
A D10.
Dang.
Oh, fuck.
God, I'm remembering Kaithos rolling on this table twice.
6.
I remember. Listen, in Kaithos' defense, he was mind linked with 2 separate people who died while he
So,
was linked. It's bad.
As you are attempting to maybe put Nyla to sleep,
Maybe.
Don't tell me it's like wild magic.
no, a 6 is you pick a fight with a random party member using an action to make an unarmed strike. All extra attacks as well.
So yeah, no, I
Oh,
basically like
Which
Gias. I tell
random
you
party
now,
member?
like it's like I say sleep, and then I basically it's like, oh, you just gonna fall asleep on me while you're trying to love guru me, you bitch. And I basically just slap her.
You said random.
Well, she's
As
the
a-
only one that
She's
can
the only
run.
one in the area.
Yeah, so unarmed strike, you said. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, basically, I want her to go to sleep. She falls asleep, and I realize, oh shit, she's asleep. You bitch, you try to talk me through this like a love guru, and you fall asleep on me.
No. This is about par for the course for the gnomes.
That's 22.
Yeah, that
22
hits.
is most likely going to hit.
Yeah.
I assume that wakes me immediately.
Yep.
That's 8 damage.
Because I
Just
believe
smack it back
Gias
in the head.
is.
You're not in hybrid form. What's your strength modifier? It's 1 plus
Oh,
whatever
shit, no,
your
I'm
strength
sorry.
modifier is.
Okay, then I'm at 3. I hit the wrong button. It was 3. That's a 3. Sorry, my bad. It was just 3.
It's like
We're
Cecile,
not in
it's like-
werebear form. What?
Oh, yeah, no, that'd be funny. You know, I'm basically downing this dwarven drink, and I basically go randomly into werebear. I'm like, oh, I'm mad. Smack.
Don't do that to me. It's supposed to be enough.
So
now.
yeah, well, so
Were there
Nyla
any
will
other
get.
attacks incoming then?
I think he can only got one attack.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll be woken up with 3 less hit points, but not lethal.
So my eyes flash open. I feel the most sober that I have all night. Timbers, you and I share a look. And I say,
And immediately just lock eyes, and then immediately just down the drink again. I'm basically drinking again. I just giggle and then I drink.
this is the first time I've ever hit my face on the floor from getting drunk. Usually someone catches me.
Welcome to the jungle.
She
Like, well,
thinks she hit the
with that pot,
ground.
after taking that drink, after hitting that, like I just take a drink, I hear that, and then next is like my lips come off. I just look at her, and now they're like, "Welcome to the jungle, bitch," and then just yeah.
Why are
Constitution
you
saving
fighting
throw,
like a married
Timbers.
couple?
Constitution
God.
saving throw.
Constitution saving
Not
throw,
a happily
duda,
married couple.
duda.
This is a married
Furthermore, if you make a
After
Constitution
13,
throw
that
after
failed.
each drink consumed past their threshold.
That's definitely a fail.
Cool.
Badger?
I need a D10, huh?
Badger, do we hear this? Can Amir and I hear this?
I think now they're getting loud enough to where you guys could potentially hear
Yeah,
it.
I can imagine like you
Okay.
just hear Timber yell out, "Welcome to the jungle, bitch!"
Yeah, and you also probably heard Nyla shout, "Oh my gods! I just hit the floor with my face!"
Ilena's gonna look at Amir, put her fingertip to her nose, and then go find Hydroon.
And I start cackling. Like,
Not it.
Should I just continue cleaning and
That's-
let
No,
that's-
that is the
something
universal
happen?
sign
That's
for
for
not
you
it.
to decide.
Not it.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
that's
Lita
me.
went not it. That's what happened there.
Amir has this look of.
Oh wait, Badger,
Timbers.
you
I,
said
kn- I
no,
know
oh,
I'm
you
not
said-
a part of the party, but how did
you said con
You're-
save.
I
I do
just-
apologize.
I get
I
caught up
did-
in this?
It was a
Yes,
con
con
save,
save.
so I did con check. My apologies. Yeah, that's worse. That's a 5. That's worse. So yeah, I'm deadly snake. I am definitely just that bottom next time. I'm like, woo, I fall back.
Oh man, you're gonna not like this.
Oh boy, what happened?
So you gain 2 levels of exhaustion,
Oh god.
and you are overtaken by generosity in your inebriated state. I need you to roll
Yeah,
a 10d12,
Oh.
my guy.
Oh.
10d12?
Oh!
Mm-hmm. You're about to lose so.
The blackout table is rough.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
What is it? Kythos.
Somebody tell me
just
what the number
blacked
is.
The fuck out. one.
63.
63.
Holy shit!
And times 2, that's
126.
so in your intoxicated states, you feel overly generous and you'll start wandering the town, giving away up to 126 of your gold.
I'm here for
Yes.
my cousin.
Yep. So between the two of you, I don't know if you guys want a 50-50 or whatnot
Oh no, I feel like that is 126 each.
each. Yeah,
'Cause I
so
feel like
the
Nyla's
gnomes
turned
go
it into a
prancing
game.
around the town. And both, but I will
Money
say
for
because
you
of
and
that,
money for you.
2 levels of exhaustion have been applied.
127 gold.
26.
So how-
126.
That's what,
126
12
gold.
platinum? 126. That's what 13 platinum then.
If you round up, yes.
All right, so
12 and a half.
13 platinum. Yeah, basically
So-
it's like the last person I basically give like a little extra, like, let's change, child.
So on your
Enjoy the
character
day.
sheets,
There are a bunch of very
Life is
happy
fleeting.
young rogues.
on your
flying around.
character sheets, underneath your hit points, there's a conditions box. At the very bottom of that conditions box is exhaustion. You need to apply 2 levels of exhaustion
To Timbers
All
or
right.
both?
to both.
Condition.
The gnomes are gonna be
Good luck with that,
not
man.
so happy in the morning.
At least Nyla's not going to be too hungover.
Nyla's got the
She's going to be tired.
Nyla's gonna be tired but not sickly. Timbers, on the other hand, we'll see how he is in the morning.
like I said, like while I'm handing out, like I get down to like the last child, I get down to a child. I hand him like a platinum and whatnot, and I'd be like, "Keep the change, child.
You
Enjoy
say
the
down
air
to
while you
like you're not the
can.
same height.
Enjoy the air while you still can. Life is fleeting. Enjoy it before you die." And then I wander off.
While he's
laughing
wandering,
maniacally.
while he's wandering and laughing, I'd like to lead him to the druid so that we can try for her number again.
Oh,
That
he's not
druid's
here.
The
nowhere near the
druid
station.
No,
is
okay.
so far away.
That's
close
why
back
he's
to
so
radio
sad.
lack of
Okay,
day.
because there's no
Oh, yeah,
chance
no, we're going
anymore.
on.
I
That's
get it.
We're going on
Hold
drunk
on,
adventure.
Hold on.
We are officially
Hold
going on drunk
The
adventure. Side note,
closest
we're
you
going
can
on side
get
quest.
to
See ya.
that druid would be to find Alita and
Hold on,
Good
hold
luck.
on. Idea.
Gavin, wait for me.
So,
Yes, I basically
idea.
just kind of stumble
Okay.
off.
Amir, probably he's going to investigate, sees the two, run out. He keeps a watchful eye. If he hears some kind of talking or scheming about this kind of plan, Amir could find the disguise and use it to wrangle the two back into the cage.
Amir, I will confirm that Nyla has made it no secret that she is trying to get back out of the city to get to the druid, and if that's not at all possible, then to go to Alita.
Yeah, no, basically, like, yeah, you'll know where we
Okay.
are because, yeah, after hearing
So-
saying we're going to
so-
Brianna, you just hear
What-
Timber going, side quest, Brianna, the side
Amir-
quest.
Are you
Amir
gonna
with
take
the-
her form?
Amir with the utmost, just, like, this is, he knows it's a bad idea, but it's going to keep these two out of further trouble type of a thing. What he's going to do is mimic her form. Because he's probably only seen her from a distance or trying to remember
Yes.
and what he's pictured. He's going to then go in front of the two at a distance to catch their eye, lure them
Amir-
back in to
Immediately, I just start.
his area, and once
Amir
they're
is taking drag to a whole new level.
Oh, hold on.
oh,
So,
this isn't nothing new to Amir.
Respect
Greg,
the art.
Griff,
and
so
then-
let me get
I
this
wasn't
straight.
judging.
Hold on, let me finish. And
Okay.
once the two are in,
The DM
Amir is
flees
going
the chair.
to go outside the door without the two noticing, lock them in.
I
And he-
need performance check and stealth check.
So I was about to say,
Got
can I
you.
say what I was gonna do? What was gonna happen once Amir basically disguises as Brianna and basically goes in front of the Timbers?
Amir has
11
to
for performance.
check first.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
buddy.
My performance is that, but my stealth check.
They're drunk.
We are
11's probably fine.
so
Same.
drunk.
Correction, my stealth is at
That's not right.
25
Yeah.
because of my roguish ability.
Yep.
I love how familiar with each other's character sheets you are.
I'm familiar with Nyla's, and that's just because Perma asks
We've had
for
a lot of
help.
Things with Nyla.
Yep.
Perma
Alright, so-
asks for assistance.
So
lot.
Badger,
I
does
just remember numbers.
does the illusion really convince Timbers that is Brianna?
I believe the DM is currently
He's,
Away from
utilizing the
keyboard, yeah.
facilities.
yeah,
He
he
can hear us though, so if you want to say some
Yeah.
funny
Alright,
stuff.
Well, needless to say, being drunk.
We
What?
almost caught that, but
That
not
was
quite.
almost coherent.
Perception check with disadvantage for the two of you.
Alright, coming up. I
Oh,
pray I
like
fail.
this.
Okay, so mine's just gonna be a flat roll because I have advantage on perception, so it's gonna be a flat roll.
You also have 2 levels of
17.
exhaustion. You also have 2 levels of
25.
exhaustion and courage. It will be with
You're back
disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
Okay, let me roll it again then.
Because you also have liquid courage
19.
affecting your perception.
19's the low.
So 25 or 19, take your pick.
Well, disadvantage. It'll be the.
Give me 19.
At this point, it's
You can tell
20.
something is off, but you don't care. That's Brianna. Go.
Okay, so yeah, no, I'm like, hold on, that kind of looks like that's Brianna. Hey, next, so I basically
Like-
turn into a war horse, and I basically just charge after Brianna, the so-called Brianna. I go war horse and start stampeding after her,
I encourage him, go get her, stud.
and just you hear the hype as I go fucking nuts. I go fucking
You
raging.
were led
Just
all the
say
way
go
back
get her
to the
stud
sanctuary.
while he's in horse form.
Yeah. Yeah, war horses. Now Amir just sees Timbers
I
come
was
running
gonna
in
make
until he
horse
gets a
joke,
war
but
horse.
Let's
Transform
go.
into a war horse.
okay. But here's this. Amir
Dodger,
doesn't
how
care.
much noise are they making?
At the moment, a lot.
Oh yeah, everyone can probably hear
Oh,
the
no.
loud
Where are
neigh.
you?
But at the moment, Amir is leading the war horse back to the stables.
Yeah, the war horse
They're-
is chasing Amir down because
If I
yeah.
remember correctly, they're closer to the main gates because Nyla was going to take Timbers to go find the druid no matter what.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah,
furthest
they
out
were
is
somewhere
really from the
down
main doors.
here when Amir lured them back.
So I basically just immediately from the gate I just start running and transport to a war horse. I basically just like galloping now.
Yep. So you gallop and you see Brianna go into your sanctuary. Oh my god.
Yeah,
And you
no,
go
immediately, I
you
just
go
stop.
trampling in.
I basically stop. I try to see Brianna go in there. I basically like, I just start like prancing over there, like just like whoop, whoop,
But the
start
thing
prancing
is-
and whatnot
is-
into the gate.
But the thing is, Timbers,
War horse, yes. That's
when you
drunk off my ass.
enter,
I see
you
Amir
you
decides
don't-
to disguise himself as Brianna, the fiery redhead goddess that I'm currently obsessed with. And immediately I turn to Wars and chase him down, and I see Brianna go into my sanctuary, and I start just prancing down like a prize pony.
Amir,
So
there
many
is a
tunes.
cage there that Timbers made that is specifically made to contain Timbers no matter what form he's in.
Oh no,
Mhm.
it wasn't for me. It was for my followers basically that got like cancer feet from me.
Yeah, but
Right,
But
which
does
means
Amir
it
know
can
that?
contain you. It's not
Uh,
hidden as far as I'm aware.
Yeah. You see a very large cage.
Wait a minute.
okay.
I mean, I see Brianna going to the cage. I'm
Um,
like, wait a minute, something's not right.
No.
Are you judging her for her kinks? That's rude.
No. Amir is going to make it look like he's in the cage, but he's not actually in the cage because
Amir doesn't want to be stuck in a cage with Timbers.
Silent image.
yes. No. I'm going to do
Okay. Whatever it is that you do. You lure
Um,
the galloping
Prancing war
Yeah.
horse.
horn dog.
yeah, I don't have spells that could do it. It's just going to be a visual trick. So he's going to be on the opposite side of it, but using basically perspective to look like inside the cage. And
can I
hoping
offer
that
him
he's-
bardic inspiration
To who?
to
So
Amir?
Brianna?
To Amir.
Yeah,
Wow.
Oh.
What are you on? I thought you were trying to help me.
I am
So-
trying to help you.
He's
You being in the cage
inspiring the
itself.
one that you're after.
So with the
Yeah,
rolls as we
yeah,
currently
Amir
have,
is right, not me.
the war horse walks into the cage thinking that Brianna's there. Nyla walks into the sanctuary behind everything, having caught up. And Amir, with that level of stealth, manages to get outside of the sanctuary and close and lock the gate.
The two of us are listening to me launch into a rendition of Gerudo people, so I'm not really quite sure where Brianna went.
And Mir's gonna
Immediately
go
seeing that-
hide and change.
Immediately
So-
seeing that Brianna's gone, I'm basically gonna be in my mind. I'd be like, "I've been duped," and I basically start, kind of like bucking and whatnot, kicking the cage, whatnot. Just kind of throwing a bit of a tiny tantrum.
Oh,
Alina,
but that
I'll-
cage that you had, the
Go ahead,
brother-
touch it.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt me. I know.
what
Yep.
happens if you touch the cage?
it's
made of silver.
silvered.
Timbers himself is a were creature.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm a werebear.
So as
nice.
as the horse starts bucking, Nyla just starts seeing sizzle, sizzle, sizzle.
Yeah, so I
And
just, like, kick him on my feet.
after a couple of hits, it's probably gonna calm down Tibbers and may force him out of wild shape.
Oh yeah, no, I would say definitely kind of because I'm so angry I don't really feel it. But I'd definitely say it would take about a good 30 minutes of just constantly beating my feet against the cage and whatnot till I basically like just back to my
30
normal.
minutes?
I don't know. I don't know how much health the warhorse has.
Not
During
many
that-
minutes worth.
And I don't know how much damage silver does to me.
During that time, Nyla is gonna lean and
30
elbow.
30 minutes is 300 turns.
Yep.
Damn.
You want me to roll
Well, not
300
even that, though.
d6?
That is 900 seconds.
So how many Badger? How many d6?
No.
Since we're playing that game.
Mm-mm. No, I was wrong.
Oh no.
1,200. Right.
Honestly, I could probably just type it in, couldn't I?
I'm
Or you
watching
can
my
just-
I'm watching my screen lose its.
Jesus. Computer's gonna crash.
I can't see the map with how many dice are on my screen right now.
Oh
Alright.
no.
Oh my.
Timbers.
We're about to see basically just
Oh,
immediately
no.
see this warhorse pop. We're about to see a warhorse turn into a confetti.
So you don't make it the 30
No,
minutes.
You turn back into
No,
a gnome.
of course not. No, of course not. How
Uh,
much damage did it do? I can imagine that's got to be up in thousands, at least close to 1,000.
a normal warhorse has
Yeah.
19 hit points. You maybe buck for 5 minutes before you've taken enough damage to not only get out of wild shape, but half health yourself.
Yeah,
Oh
I basically
my
passed out of
God.
that- I passed out at that point. How much
Yep.
damage did it do?
1082
Oh
so yeah,
my
I was right.
god.
for the
I was
full
right, that
30
was-
minutes of bucking. You don't last that long.
Yeah,
So
no,
there-
of course not.
So there's a period then when Timbers falls out of wild shape for having bucked against the silver cage, and my fingers have started strumming a rendition of "Welcome to the Jungle" as I give him side eye.
Immediately, right before I pass out due to exhaustion, drunkenness, and pain, I just hear that and I'd be like, funny, as I flip Nyla off and just basically fall backwards and pass out.
Yep. So basically, this is where the gnomes are going to rest because eventually Nyla's going to go strum, 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 strum. Sleepy, sleepy, pass out.
Yep.
Mir walks back in the temple like nothing happened and says problem
Oh,
solved.
you probably gonna have to explain to.
So, with that out of the way, we can safely say that everybody can apply a long rest.
Great.
I will say, Cecile goes back into the main keep.
Mm-hmm.
I assume Melissa's left a wake of individuals who want answers, but we're left empty-handed. Can't
Most
be
of the
run to bed.
most of the council members have passed out. Probably at
Oh,
this
good.
point, the only two that are awake are Lady Silverhand and King Melindrock.
Cool. Yeah, so the two other elves get the look from this elf that's like, not now. Just I am not even bothering with pleasantries, just temple's back, people are back. Not now. And eventually. I assume I'm like, what, like half an hour behind Alyssa?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will do the ear to the door. Does she sound like she's still awake?
Probably not.
Cool.
Why are you whining? You hear her? She's fucking whining. Sorry, hold on.
You good? I was
The
like,
fact
Come
that was
here,
said
not
big
whining.
baby.
right after you said, does it sound like she's
Come
still
here.
awake?
This
It
is
just,
whining.
why are you whining?
Sorry. Come here.
No, the
Let's just
timing was
yell at the
perfect.
floor. Jesus. No.
Whining.
Oh. Dude, she wants snuggles.
Nyla is sleeping out there.
Look at-
Tippers is sleeping out
Oh,
there.
she just wants loves. I will.
Majoon is probably passed out in bed.
In a mirroring of the night Cecile got drunk, Cecile's gonna slip in. And the first 4 hours are just trance state of sitting and decompressing.
Mm,
Because Alyssa's probably upset that she was stabbing Cecile, but Cecile's also upset that she had to punch Alyssa's face in for a while to kind of snap her out of it. So the trance is just compartmentalizing that.
I want one. I want one.
And then the next however long is Cecile's going to be cleaning her own armor. And then if Alyssa's armor's sitting at the foot of her bed, still dirty and covered in
Yep.
blood,
Yep.
once Cecile's done with hers, she's going to pick up Alyssa's and get Alyssa's clean and shiny
Basically,
again.
what happened with Alyssa is she came in, she took a shower so she didn't smell anymore, and barely dried off and then collapsed in the bed.
Oh, Cecile showered somewhere in there. But she only needs to transfer like 4 hours, so. Yeah. Oh yeah. I just plopped in a chair.
mm. I don't know. Did Perma ever have a deity for Nyla?
Not that I knew of.
I don't
Not
believe
that I
so.
could remember. Okay.
You want me to text him and find out?
Come here.
Oh, oh no, baby. This sweet baby.
Okay.
Which Calliope
Um,
did that.
My old lady, my 13-year-old
Mm.
lady.
Ice, please. Give me a cup of lemonade with ice, please.
All right. So, for those that need sleep, y'all pass out. 4 hours in, Cecile gets up.
Yep.
Do you stay in the room? Do you go wander?
I'll probably go shower at that point.
Okay. So you
At
get
that point,
up.
it's like,
You
okay,
go to
fine, I
the.
should probably wash the blood off of me.
Yep. So you go to the, basically wash house, bathhouse.
A long rest.
Yeah. Everybody can add a long rest. If you don't know, you double click or hit long rest at the top of the screen. And then when it says confirm it, and all of your spell slots and things. I think everything except long rest, you lose 1 point of exhaustion or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Actually,
1
it
point.
says recover 1 level of exhaustion during this rest. Requires food and drink.
Okay. Oh.
So, do I go ahead and hit that button for recover for 1 level of exhaustion?
Yup.
Cecile, yes, but Cecile gets up, showers, probably returns
Wait, you
to the
said
room.
yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure because I all right. Hooray!
Fluffy.
conked out. A puppy.
I hate to see 6th level exhaustion. I hate to think what the 6th level would be.
Death.
Death.
Yeah, I figured that much.
Death.
Once you hit full
that is it.
exhaustion, you die.
You
Your
die.
body gives out. You're done.
Believe it or not, death.
What if you're undead? Oh god.
I think the
You go
closest
undead.
I've
Come
come
alive.
with a character to that was 3 levels of exhaustion. It was a bad. It was a rough section.
Oh jeez.
I mean, that's part of why I like one of my spells. It can actually forces exhaustion on my enemies.
Mm-hmm. There's a
Which
reason I
one is
used it
that?
that one time. Sickening Radiance.
Where are you? There you are. Yep. And that happens
Every
per turn, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask for
Yeah,
clarification?
it's per turn.
How many levels of exhaustion should I have?
1.
Yeah, we both got 1 level.
Thank you.
Yep. Hmm.
Currently says that I am exhaustion level 2.
Yep. So if you go up to the top of the screen for the long rest, it should ask you to eliminate one of the levels.
Well, see, I thought I had, so perhaps they were more exhausted than previously believed.
No. If anything,
just
click
misread the sheet.
There we go.
If anything,
found-
click the and change the exhaustion down to 1.
There we go. Ooh, takes a second to get used to it, but once you got it,
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. We'll use this one. The time being. All right. Cecile, on your way back from the bathhouse,
Mm-hmm.
you see Melondrock right out front in the courtyard
Oh no.
Okay.
Have mercy.
with a very pristine group of elvish warriors. Archers, swordsmen, they're all wearing his colors, all lined up down the front door. Despite how many of them they are really freaking silent.
Are they? You said lined up. Are they preparing to attack, or is this like they're receiving somebody important?
They are preparing to leave.
I'll go check in.
Uh-oh.
So you approach Melondrock,
Mm-hmm.
kind of just do the whole what's going on.
Yeah.
He kind of gives a little bit of a sigh before going, we are deciding that some of us are going on the offensive.
Okay. Where are you going?
We're not taking many. Your keep is still defended. But we are marching to Neverwinter to try to retake the city.
All right.
Lady Silverhand can give you the full update on who's going where eventually.
You guys have enough forces to do that.
More than enough.
Well, I remember about Neverwinter. I mean, it's probably not anything extra than what they already know.
Yeah, no, Neverwinter was the first city in the Sword Coast to be attacked by the Cult of the Dragon and is currently being occupied by the Cult of the Dragon. They've either caused the citizens to convert and join their ranks, or they've pushed everybody out of the city. but it's still one of the major ports of the Sword Coast. It's still one of the bigger cities, bigger walled cities. So Melindrock has decided he's taken a company and they're going to go take it back.
I'll just look at him and be like, if things get too spicy, send a message back here.
Mhm.
We can.
He pulls out a very
their
elegant looking sending stone and says Silverhand wouldn't let him go without this.
Who all is
So-
going?
Oh, about 300 of his men. Just his.
Okay.
Out of the several thousand that came from
Wait,
the Misty Forest.
Reminds you of the great story of King Leonis.
You got King Melindrock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, King Leonis said he held back a whole army of kobolds at a chokehold.
Go to
Only
sleep, Timbers.
300 in.
Go to sleep, Timbers.
Where's your sleep? You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no.
Oh no,
Yeah,
he's
no.
mumbling. It's just shouting, go to sleep. I'll give him a crisp elven salute and handshake.
He almost for a high elf king, even though most people wouldn't see it, you can tell that there's a glimmer of excitement in his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He is ready for this.
Oh yeah.
But
No,
as him and his company depart, he reminds you again to check in with Laryl. Lariel.
Laryl.
Silverhand. Lady
Oh,
Silverhand.
Silverhand.
Lateral Silverhand.
Right. Will do. Still gotta get the full story for my own people.
And as you walk into the courtyard, you also hear somebody approach.
Mm-hmm.
That sees you and hustles. Another elvish looking creature,
Male, female.
female, wearing a lot of green
What the dog do?
with long
Wait.
flowing red hair.
Oh,
The dog do.
not Remy.
You lock eyes,
Brianna.
like, you get the, hey, can you help me for a second? You're like, yeah, how can I? Oh. Yeah, Brianna.
Yep. Nope.
What?
And she kind of like marches up to you quickly and says, all right, where's my niece?
Right.
What?
Alita is probably back at the temple still, right? I assume Alita's not leaving that temple after it got teleported once.
So Ilita went to bed. The moment she started hearing the gnomes go at each other and did the nose goes with Amir, who promptly lost, she went to go find Hydrune to go to bed.
Oh, so Hydrune
she's
and
in the
Alita
keep.
are together?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, which Cecile
Whoa.
probably passed by.
Oh no!
Because you have to remember,
Oh,
you guys have a series of bedrooms. Despite the token size, there's the one inner sanctum bedroom that has like 2 beds and a fireplace. It looks more like an actual bedroom. The main hall has more like bunk systems. So there's a lot
Okay.
more sleeping in there, very comfortable for the whole party.
So I'm in the deeper room with Alyssa. I passed through the bunk room. Were Hydrune and Alita in separate beds or in the same bed?
Ilita was probably curled up in a chair, reading through one of her books, like one of her temple books.
Okay. Not as bad then.
Because sleep.
Not
What
as
is
bad then.
what?
Same. Same. So yeah, okay, not as bad, not as bad. Bunker room, CC's there too. We're good, we're good. It's like a group date. It's fine. So I will probably go right this way. Like, just don't want to piss off the druid. We're going back in.
Yep. So you guide her in. And even when you enter the main hall,
Mm.
there is a subtle glance between Brianna and Silverhand.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, hey, what's up? Okay, and then leave. Like, they know
Aren't
each
they
other
related,
from.
technically? Or no?
They're both Harpers. They partied together.
Yeah. They know of each other, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you march in, and Brianna's
Sorry,
right
being
behind.
awake. Did we do our rest at the same time, or we staggered?
I have a funny
Oh,
feeling y'all
right.
rested at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Aelita's awake. There's kind of like the doors swing open. And like head nod of like to Aelita.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, peek your head in and have Aelita come
I
out of the
figured, yeah.
room.
Everyone
The
else
door
is
swings
asleep.
open. The door swings open. Aelita looks up from the book that's in her hand, meets eyes, and goes, "Uh-huh," and then closes the book and stands up.
Mhm.
And then follows Cecile out into the hall.
Yeah.
And just as you step out of the bedroom, there's Brianna.
Oh.
Doing the, oh good, they found you. Oh good, you're alive. Okay, double. And very similar to like a lot of your aunts doing the quick like raising arm, have you spin, like, you still in one piece? Okay, good. She comes and explains that due to the severity of the type of attack, that Faye has just managed to survive. And after seeing the fortress building collapse to rubble, she decided to try to find you, which for her, tracking y'all were fairly easy.
Yeah. makes
Cecile
sense.
has no, she doesn't look sheepish at all for that fortress collapsing. Cecile looks like, mm-hmm. Yeah, that building did get leveled, didn't it?
But came to offer assistance to heal the whole party.
Oh.
Just to
Aelita's
make-
gonna look a little confused because what do you mean that building got leveled?
To which, like, there's
Oh.
probably an eye going to Cecile, and Cecile's like, "Hey, how about that?"
So, we might or might not. I know we took out at least one vampire. Nyla dropped a huge fireball in the basement where there were like 6 other coffins. Yeah. Yeah. In our defense, we didn't make the building shake. When the first vampire fell, it started to shake. So
Yep, as you guys were
there's just a
fully
shrug.
leaving,
It's the fighter shrug of like, we didn't do it, but we did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It
right.
was messy. I'll look between Aelita and Brianna and be like, if one of you wants to fix Alyssa, I would greatly appreciate it. She's dead to the world, so as long as you're quiet, you'll probably be fine. Just don't touch your boot. Don't. Just minimal amount of contact. You should be good. She's dead to the world. If you grab
I
too
take a
high up the
calming
body,
nap.
you might get punched just out of reflex, so foot should be good.
I approve.
And Brianna does the whole in there, kind of like getting
Oh,
directions.
yeah, I'll take her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in and then in another door. There's only one other door in there. But yeah, I'll just look at Alita and be like, yeah, Nyla might or might not have killed a lot of vampires.
Can I
Alright,
briefly
well,
ask as a newcomer, what do you mean by fix her? Because I'm new to this whole.
So when we
thing.
fought the vampire in the upper floor, that combat started off with the vampire biting Alyssa and putting Alyssa under a charm spell. But those bites also do max HP damage that can
Like-
only get fixed with one specific spell,
Mhm.
which is a higher level spell with a little bit of a cost to it.
Mhm.
So Alyssa got bit, I believe, 3 times. So her max HP got dropped by like 43, 47, something in there. A lot. Cecile, I think, only dropped 20 something.
Mhm.
I don't remember. Alita fixed me pretty fast. But I told Alita to wait on Alyssa because Alyssa needed rest, but also just let the barbarian fall asleep, or ranger barbarian fall asleep first, and then fix it.
And this is the type of offering that, despite not showing it, because one thing you guys have learned with all of Alita's family, they're very like, they're not going to show the emotion on their face, nor admit
They're
a whole
elves.
lot of things. Yes.
They're
So
elves.
by
Cecile is not
offering to
fake.
heal the party, it's more of her way of saying thanks for the assist, and she's going to cover the cost. So mostly, this is probably as close as you're going to get to a full-on like, thanks for
Oh, yeah, no.
rescuing. Thanks for rescuing Alita.
I
Cecile
think
with
I
her 6
understand now.
charisma.
Thank you.
Mm.
Cecile with her 6 charisma is just like, no, this tracks.
Yep. And so
Like,
using the consumptions to do
I will
a
walk
lovely
to the door
cast.
to make sure that there isn't an abrupt wake up.
Of Great Restorating. And it's funny because she'll go to the end of the bed because you mentioned the foot.
Just touch
She goes
the foot.
she goes into the bed and starts channeling this big, glowy healy magic, and then kind of does the pinch the toe of the boot. Just kind of goes
Least amount of contact.
and
Alyssa
energy
will jolt
transfers.
just a little bit. Alyssa will
Oh, I
just
made
jolt
the
a little
roll.
bit, but then she just doesn't move.
Because as
Probably
the energy
breathe better.
transfers, Alyssa kind of goes from jumpy to, oh, that feels all nice and warm and comfortable, and
Sleep.
Like, I
And
held
pass
breath
out.
and then, like,
because you're now suddenly
for 24
regaining,
hours.
you're suddenly now regaining all of your hit points, including the ones that you lost to the bite attacks.
Good.
So it's like, the touch, waits for the channel, and then she's like, okay, that should do it.
Mhm.
Oh.
And I'll-
Before Brianna leaves officially, not just to heal Alyssa, but before she heads out for the night,
Mhm.
Alita
I'll
will
walk
ask
back
her
out.
to inform Tanis that all's well.
Yeah, that's one of the other reasons why she came here. And she's like, yes, I had fully intend to let Tanis know, and then kind of gives you that. Can we speak for a split second?
Okay.
I'll leave them to it. I will look at Brianna and be like, there is a large tree in kind of a little curtain atrium area outside. If you need to get back to your forest, that tree should be plenty big enough. I'm gonna point back at Alyssa and then go in, sit down, and start the process of cleaning all the armor.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna take a while.
That's fine.
So Cecilia leaves, and Brianna's just kind of like,
That was the look of family needing to talk, and I am.
do you know where Tanis keeps his entryway? Really
Yes,
kind
I
of
do.
showcase.
Alita's gonna hold up a finger and like mentally draw the map that like to trace back to where the entryway outside of Zonthal's tower is, like
Mm,
in that village. And then she's gonna go, but I think, don't quote me on this, there's one a little bit closer to Silvery Moon that he might have gone through to get down there originally, because knowing him, he wanted an entry point closer to home.
yeah, and Tanis just being enough to where he's hit it really well that the
even his own
family
sister can
doesn't
fight.
know. Yeah. She knows where he is, but doesn't know which of the many holes into the Underdark he's used.
Yeah.
So yeah, she takes that, and, like, accepts it. Like, okay, good, I got a couple of points. And then rifles into one of her pouches and hands you a token,
Okay.
an acorn.
Ah, yes.
If you need me, you know how to use it.
Yes, I do. It's going to go into her pocket,
Not the bag.
not the bag.
Yeah, other than that, asking if there was any other party members that needed any grandeur healing.
No, at least not that Aelita knows of. She knows
Mm-hmm.
the two girls, the two in that room got bit pretty bad, but Aelita took care of one. She just took care of the other, and most likely before Hydrune crashed, or after Hydrune crashed, Aelita would have taken care of her.
Sorry.
Oh, yes. And then hands you a much smaller pouch. Like, this thing's like tiny, almost like pill bottle kind of pouch. Found these on the way here. You'll probably be able to use them more than me. Before she starts to head off.
And they are?
A little pouch containing 3 diamonds.
More diamonds. Yay.
But these
Those
are
are going
also
to go into Aelita's bag of holding with the other 3 diamonds that she got from her grandfather.
You could never have too many diamonds with this crew.
Honestly.
especially for some of the spells that Aelita can now utilize.
Mhm.
It might necessarily be the number of diamonds, it is the cost of said diamonds, especially for things like revivify and resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
So it never says you need 1 diamond worth 1,000 gold. You just need diamonds worth 1,000 gold. So you might have to bust out a couple of them. So yeah. So yeah, she'll bid you adieu and head on out. Before most of anybody else wakes up.
That's not close.
Which I can only doubt is going to, when story time goes around, going to cause a lot of confusion. Because Timbers is going to be talking about Brianna last night, despite the fact that Brianna wasn't Brianna, and you guys are talking about how Brianna's there this morning, which happens to be the real. It's going to cause a lot of confusion.
And
If
it's gonna be
anything,
so
it's
much
gonna
harder.
sell.
It's
It's
gonna be so
gonna
much harder.
sell Amir's deception last night even harder.
Yep.
It's gonna break Timber's
Anything.
heart. Poor Timber's heart.
I thought
Well,
I
no,
saw.
de-
I thought I saw
depending on the-
Brianna last night. Well, she did just walk in this morning.
Oh,
Depending
this
on the
was-
time frame,
Because this
No.
was after 4 hours into like
Mhm.
everyone resting.
Yeah.
so Amir's was before.
Yep.
Mhm.
Amazing.
Yep. This is 4 hours into those that need a long rest to sleep, and 4 hours in the elves are awake now and
Trying to figure out what to do with their stuff. So he was like, clean armor. I know how to do that. That I can do.
Mhm.
And Alita is reading.
Yeah.
you're just reading. You're cleaning armor. A few more hours go by. At least the first 8 hours, which I'm guessing
Mhm.
Alyssa's gonna still remain passed the fuck out.
Alyssa's out for a solid 24.
Okay.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
she's-
no. Yeah.
She hasn't had like sure we've had some long rests, but the toll of war is really starting to get to her a little bit. And
Mhm.
after all of this shit, especially because she got so fucking frustrated with what was happening with her kingdom, yeah, 24 hours at least.
She's taking a
Timber-
small vacay day.
A
Um,
where she
staycay, if you will.
sleeps.
when I can imagine when Timber wakes up, he's probably gonna be have like one of those kind of sensitivity to lights for a while. So he's pretty much grab himself a nice long stick, put mud over his eyes, and start tapping his ass around the castle.
Why?
For a second there, my brain interpreted that sentence in the wrong way.
Wow, wow.
You said tapping your ass, and I was going to make a comment about still being
Yeah, I
stuck
got
in
a
horse
long stick. I
mindset.
got a long stick, and I'm just basically gonna start twerking backward. Echolocation by
Oh
clapping.
my!
Like the Timber switch to a paladin with going with the oath of throwing it back.
Mhm.
Pretty much.
Oh
Now
wow.
it's a circle of throwing it back.
The question is who's letting Timbers out of his cage?
That's good.
Well, I'll give my answer to that at this point. It's early. It's probably the morning. I would say now that probably let Timbers out.
Oh, I would absolutely.
Yeah.
See,
Is it the 13th?
Who's going to open the gate to let them out of the sanctuary?
Please.
Mhm.
my subordinates, my subordinates. I have subordinates. Remember that.
When they finally find you guys past
When they get there. You kidding me?
The question is how many of the subordinates are outside?
Ah, goodness. Hold
Because
hold
it's
a
locked from
moment.
the outside.
Waking up, sandpaper dry tongue. Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh, that's the worst.
What is this I'm looking for?
Great. Now my tongue feels like that. I need to go get more water.
With the
Ah,
You're all making. God damn it! I'll be right back.
Hydration break, everybody.
Hydration break.
I'm gonna say that the next time one of my coworkers is bothering me, be like, your tongue now feels like sandpaper. Wait for them to walk away.
Well, I mean, if everyone
Get a
else has walked
drink.
away to get a drink, I guess I might as well do the same.
I keep mine here.
oh hell!
okay.
I just remember this spell right here. I have that just unlocked.
Better. Much better. Somewhat. My mind, because my ADHD is just focusing on that little aspect. Thanks a lot.
So yeah, Timbers is basically gonna be like basically kind of like tapping in, like trying to find his way up to the, or at least have Nyla walk, guide him into the temple, and then basically like, excuse me, Where's the mess hall? I've got to hang over the side. I got to hang over the side of a dragon's egg, and I need consumption just to get rid of it. I need all the bacon and eggs you got. Now
All right.
I fear that you might have misheard me, and you're gonna give me. I fear that you might have misheard me and think I said a lot of bacon and eggs. No, I need all your bacon and eggs.
Well, while the time frame is happening, those outside the keep, I need a, I guess a con save with disadvantage.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
those-
Really?
Oh dear.
For those in the keep, con save with advantage.
All right, so I managed to
Mother-
get some. Me
Oh,
and
no.
now I managed to get started to keep. So,
I'm
hey, okay.
confused. What do I do?
Snarl.
So we roll
I'm-
with
I'm-
advantage, there,
I'm
Nyla. We roll with
confused.
advantage.
Well, I guess we'll see what you roll, but you'd get it with advantage still.
A con save?
Yes.
Hey, yeah, 23. A nat 20.
Okay.
So I take it Amir's the only one who's
10.
outside.
You, Nyla, and
21.
Tibbers are outside. 21?
Oh,
Okay.
come
So yeah.
on, fine. I go with the 19 plus 3. That's still a 19 plus 3. It's still 22. Yeah, 22.
Yeah,
Oh, you
I
rolled
got
a night. You rolled a
10.
19 and a nat 20.
Yeah, because
No, I
I
rolled-
thought I was about to keep, and so I rolled
I
with
rolled a
advantage, and I got 20 and 19.
So my
Oh.
apologies. What was this con save for?
Not to throw.
Um,
yet.
We had
So-
to roll a con save.
Oh, we do.
Yeah,
there
and
is
we
a
had advantage. Roll it with advantage.
Oh, I had advantage.
you had disadvantage.
You had disadvantage.
you're
You were not
outside.
inside the keep. You were outside the keep.
That's
Cecile's
that's
inside the
perfect.
keep with me. Holy
That's fine.
fuck nuggets, Batman.
I think I'm fine.
There is
Of
there
those
is a
inside the keep, I rolled the lowest at a 10.
there is a sudden that is
Oh.
heard outside the
awake.
keep. It is this super loud, thunderous boom.
Damn it, Kirk! There's a door. You know how to knock.
I'm gonna actually put a hand on this and be like, I'll check.
Cece jumps up and
I've
runs
got
up
a
and
setting
says,
stone.
They fired it!
check.
They fired it!
With
sorry,
Alyssa's
I'm taking
22,
his-
you're still passed out.
Oh,
For those that rolled
Real
well
tired.
inside 15 or higher,
Mhm.
you barely hear this.
I rolled
Um,
a 10.
I'm not surprised.
Yep.
honestly,
You're probably the only
honestly-
one in the keep that heard this and is probably startled awake.
Yeah,
But thankfully,
there's
this was at like
probably
just past the 8-hour mark, so you'd probably be getting up anyway.
there's probably a moment where seeing that Alyssa doesn't wake up from that,
Damn, dude.
there's Cecile doing that checking for the chest movement of breathing. Seeing that, it's like, okay, you're not dead.
And if
I'm gonna-
anything, the boom, there's this moment where like Alyssa doesn't flinch and Cecile's like, "Are you dead?" And then Alyssa does like the whole like blanket grab or like kind of tuck the shoulder a little bit or something like that, and you're just like, "Okay, yeah, you're good."
Are you
And
dead?
Hedron's sitting up going, what the hell was that?
like Cecile is just popping out of the room like, I'll check.
I swear to God,
Yeah, you probably have like half of your armor cleaned up. You're wearing probably just normal clothing
Mhm.
because your armor's probably splayed across the floor with while you were cleaning it, kind of deal.
Because
Yeah,
she
well,
sat
so
up going, "What the hell is that?" while summoning her scythe.
She does that. Aelita's turning a page in the book. What was what? Like, stop mid pause, mid turn. What?
You didn't hear that loud bang?
No. The only thing I heard was you starting to freak out. Put it away. You're fine. Go back to bed.
Followed up by Cecile walking through the room and waving a hand like, I'll check. Calm down.
I'm about to say one of the ones that are in sleeping, may or may not be awake.
You said
Especially
CC
with
said
that
something
save.
about they fired it.
Yeah. CC would have mentioned something about, oh, I guess they've decided to test it.
Test what? I'm not even gonna finish. I'm not even gonna wait for an answer. I'm going outside.
So then at least Aelita and Hydrune hears CC mumbling something about the cannons. While Cecile's like, nope, we're gonna go check it out. And you make it as far as the courtyard. And you remember where Fowlin and Powlin were. And they're still there. But they're like both like, oh yeah, you see that shit?
Fucking kidding me?
Both they
Me,
decided to fire both of the arcane cannons. And they both went off apparently very well because they're both like, hell yeah.
Mad respect.
Somewhere in space, there's a ship that just got blown out of the blown out of the.
There's a
Oh, not
fucking
that
celestial
quite,
beam.
but-
Like what the fuck?
Timmy, when Amir stuck his head out of the temple to figure out what that sound was, did he notice anything?
There would have been the boom. You would have run out, looked at the temple, and you probably would have just heard the two dwarves hooting and hollering.
It's too early for that fucking shit.
He's just gonna go right back in the temple.
But for anyone else who was outside, that at least for Nyla, there was such a startle. You almost startled yourself into frightened, but not quite.
Yay, I might just. Hooray.
Girls. Godders.
But since you and Tibbers are out in the outside in the sanctuary, which is mostly uncovered, you would have seen the streaks of the beams of arcane light go flying off into the sky.
Hey, Badger, question.
Huh.
I'm gonna do a question. Since both me and Nada are kind of hammered and hungover, wouldn't we take damage from that, from the loud noise and hurting ourselves?
Nyla got healed. She's not poisoned.
That's right.
She's
so
not
I-
as
I just-
hungover as you.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't think I'm that hungover. I guess. I don't know. At least I don't know.
I mean, if you rolled any less, you could have probably said that you got yourself startled and touched the edges of the cage again. But no, 23. Like, you probably were jolted, but you obtained your faculties enough to go, okay, that was just a loud noise. We're good.
I'll kill the brothers later. I'll kill them later.
Come, Timbers, how do I get you out?
It's an arcane latch, whatnot, because don't want to make it too easy for like lycanthropy to get out.
Well, I'll give it the old college try.
For Nyla, it's fairly easy to open from the outside.
Yeah.
Considering that's probably good concentration of silver right around the lock. There's there's probably like a sleeve that makes it so you can't just reach around and grab it. Even the entire lock and bolt mechanism are all silvered. So at least trying to get out from inside, it's near impossible. But for you, it's just, okay, cool. Chink, opens the door.
This design is absolutely impressive. Who designed this?
Me. That was my idea.
Your idea, construction from the Hammer Bros.
Yeah, from the Hammer Brothers. It was my idea, but the Hammer Brothers made such fine work.
Oh, okay.
I swear, Brianna is such a tease.
They call themselves the Hammer Bros, even though they're cousins. Fowlin and Powlin are two of the best blacksmiths in the Sword Coast, and these crazy group of people convinced not one, but both of them to team up and come back here and work together.
We give them
One-
fun projects.
One is an expert in
lovely.
craftsman, the other one's an expert in magical crafting. So by putting their powers combined, they can make all sorts of
They
weapon and
have the
armor and
power.
gear that just blow everyone's mind.
Hydrune refers to them as the Hammer Twins
Yes.
because they.
Because other than the
both have been
fact of
known
one's
as
got a
that.
gray beard and the other one's got a brown beard, they look more like brothers than cousins. But hey, they built a good chunk of what you guys know as Blackfall. They restructured Raven's Watch, which is why the entire kingdom has a very dwarven feel to it.
Yep, it's
They
amazing.
built the walls and defenses. They extended Blackfall into the mountains, so there's way more. Even though it doesn't look like it, what's exposed to the air is it doesn't look like a whole lot, because a lot of it is dug deeper and deeper into the mountains. So Blackfall is actually really freaking big for city. It's just you only see a small little bit of it. But yeah, they teamed up and built their Massive Arcane Forge, and they
And
have
then the
slowly designed so like the streets have like pseudo electric lighting, and there's a plumbing system that they created, and yeah,
Is
Is
the
there a
seal?
Sorry, go.
Oh, go for it. No, go for it.
I was just gonna ask, is there a public shrine to the gods I can offer a quick prayer at?
well, that is the bonus to the shrine that was now, or the temple that was just recently returned. Because even though it is a temple of Mistra, there is, I think, what do we say? There is a, all deities can worship there, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because since Blackfall didn't really have a temple or a church or anything like that, one was created.
There's a non-denominational altar.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm looking for. A non-denominational.
But the reason why a lot of people call it the Temple of Mistra is because Aelita,
It's Aelita's temple.
it's Aelita's temple, and she happens to favor Mistra.
Of course, I'll happily donate to the temple. Alms.
Part of me
Uh,
feels like favors Mistra, puts it too lightly.
I know. Your entire family like owes her, kind of feels.
Fealty for life.
Oh
Yup.
yeah.
Cecile is gonna look up at the cousins. I kind of shout, like, now that you've woken at least half of the city, I have an idea to pop into your heads. It's probably child's play for such craftsmen as yourselves.
Go ahead.
So, you know how our blue-feathered, currently confused friend came to visit however long ago that was? I don't know what a day is anymore, so. But you remember he came to visit, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
One of the only things that seemed to help him after, talking to my friends, because Cecile wasn't there, but one of the only things that seemed to help him was not being able to hear the Draghorn or whatever commands that were coming through. silence spell is great, but it's kind of limited by its placement, you know?
Go on.
Could you put something together? I'm not sure earplugs would work. I don't know if he has ears. He does obviously have ears, but birds' ears are weird. You know what I mean? I'm talking maybe silent spell baked into something like, I don't know, a set of like earmuffs or a headband we can stick over his ears. Something we could slap on him in the heat of battle to get that connection cut off as soon as possible.
I think we can help you out with that.
I'll just give them a thumbs up. And go back into the keep. And probably return back into the room because Cecile has cleaning her armor down to a science. She knows her armor in and out. Don't know Alyssa's armor, so like burns through cleaning hers and treating, leather with various oils and what have you, whatnot. And then it's okay, Alyssa's armor, looking at all of the pieces, cleaning, conditioning, all of that jazz. Honestly, probably taking a lot more care with Alyssa's than her own.
Okay.
That shit's gonna be spotless and great conditioned whenever she wakes up. Plus, it's giving Cecile something to do. Because, well, she knows we have to update people. I don't want to.
Yep.
You're
No, Anna.
Mhm. So, for the better part of this day, I take it for the majority of you guys, it's just going to be rest and cleaning and
I told them at
Getting
least
back to what we
recuperating.
should be. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I'm
long
just
as
gonna- I'm
it's-
actually going to spend a good chunk of the day reading that book.
Oh my
yes,
god.
same. So long as it's not the 13th of the month.
No.
What?
Okay, then yes, I'd like to read my constitution book, please.
Okay.
Mm.
Over the course of the day, Amir is going to check in with his superiors, his contacts, to give his updates that he's been lacking. Gonna check on Sledge just to make sure he's still in the city, but also give Sledge his space.
Okay.
Eileen is going to go back to the temple and finish cleaning and rearranging what wasn't already cleaned and rearranged.
Oh, whenever
And Leda's
Cecile
gonna
is
find the
done with
temple is
armor.
pretty much clean.
Hmm.
Maybe not the stuff is back where it's supposed to because he doesn't know, but it's gonna be clean.
Cecile will check in at some point in the temple. Because again, I track blood all over that place. And offer like, hey, you need something big moved?
Everything's pretty much in place. I just gotta relight a couple of fires, get at least 1,001 incense sticks going to get the smell of necromancy out of my temple. But I'm good, thanks.
You know where I'll be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, back in the main keep.
Okay.
There's probably a moment where Cecile leans over Hygien's shoulder. Because Cecile read the same strength book that Hydrine is currently reading. And it's more or less just like, we'll just point to a random line, be like, that part's tricky. And just walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian just kind of looks up. Okay. And goes right back to reading.
Yep. So you go and spend most of the day reading the book. Nyla does the same thing. Cecile's cleaning armor. Alyssa's passed out.
Timbers is probably hearing about a visit from a druid from people.
Mm-hmm. We'll talk
Sorry,
about a
what?
redhead druid sighted. I mean, Timbers thought the druid was there last night.
Yep.
So just confirming that the druid was there by other people who saw her.
Immediately,
What is-
Timbers, like, whoever said that, immediately runs up, like, where is she?
Oh, she left
What?
already.
Oh, you
Mhm.
fiend.
So after hearing that that Brianna was here and then left, immediately Timber's arms will go slack, like they're like his arms will turn to noodles, and he'll basically just slum off back to the terrarium.
Okay. What does CC do during this downtime?
Oh, Cece is sticking to the Hammer Bros, or grandpas, and he is trying to help them with all of their stuff. Basically, he is getting underfoot as much as humanly possible, or sorry, furbolgy possible. And when he is furbolged them to the point where they are done with him, he will thoroughly wait for the boot out of the forge.
Okay.
Never heard
it.
it used as a verb before.
Bulkied out.
And knowing CC, depending on when that happens, you'll either go to bed or go to the temple where Lita is.
Key uppers. So yeah, better part of the day goes by. For those reading the multi-day books, you would have gotten. Well, I think Hydrun was reading before long rest, so you can get 1 tick for that, and then reading throughout the entire day, you can get 2 more ticks.
Okay.
And with that, what was it? 6 days?
It's 48 hours over 6 days or less.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would say if you read beforehand and then you read all day, you're at least at 12 hours worth.
Yep.
At
Okay.
least. Which would be like 3 days worth of reading before and after a long rest.
Yep.
So. Roughly.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a good chunk read.
Take the opportunity when I can. So I want
So,
to
yeah.
get this out of the way to get that extra 2.
So now we get to the next day, where exhaustion levels would now be at 0 for both of y'all.
Right.
And eventually Alyssa will stir.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Temple of
waiting with
Mistra
coffee.
is spotless.
Did you say you were waiting with coffee?
Yeah. So the thing about being an elf who only ever needs 4 hours, you get very used to how your teammates wake up and the signs of they're starting to wake up. So Cecile, Alita can confirm this.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, you're like 10, 15 minutes out. I'm gonna go get coffee.
So, like, especially in that last
Come
couple of
back.
hours, Alyssa's doing more flip flops and stuff like that, and Cecile's like,
I'll go get
"Okay, you
coffee
got
now."
another like hour or 2. Let me go get the coffee going." So that, yeah, by the time
Pausing the
time
book
Alyssa,
mid-page to yell at the other human to just go back to sleep.
It's Badger.
what?
I just realized
What,
something.
me?
Yes.
I realized that I have immunities to being blinded, deaf, and frightened, poisoned, and critical hits. So any of that
What?
happened while I was drinking, I'm immune to all that now.
Yeah, but that wasn't from all that stuff. That was from the silver.
No, I know. I'm not talking about like drinking and whatnot, but the frightened whatnot,
Oh,
I'm totally
yeah.
fine.
No, but you
Yeah,
saved.
because of fungal body.
Yes, your body's growing mushrooms and things like
Never
that.
thought
Oh
athlete's foot
yeah,
come
I've
in
become
handy.
more and more of a bud. Number 4.
Upon being told to go back to sleep, I was just like, yeah, okay.
Okay.
But yeah. Alyssa, once you get to the point where you're like, okay, it's time to wake up, you wake up to the smell of coffee as Cecile's already got a tray ready to go. As soon as you start to like
Coffee.
lift your head off the pillow,
Armor's
it's
in the
like
pile.
coffee's ready, armor's cleaned, everything's over there.
Oh, and you're fixed. The bitey bite.
Yeah. That the first thing she's gonna do after taking the mug, looking up and saying thank you, she's gonna look over Cecile and notice that everything's healed.
hmm
So,
You're fixed. You're good.
but thank you. And she'll see her armor. Did you do that?
You were asleep for a while.
Yeah, it feels like I was.
Kristen is 8:30.
So that's
It
nice
actually
I could
it's
do.
bedtime. I
I
go take a
also
nap.
beat the shit out of you.
Say again?
I said it's the least I could do. I also beat the shit out of you.
Yes, now is the day for story times.
Wow, crickets.
Don't. Well,
Yeah,
I think
oh,
Sammy was talking, but we didn't. Nothing came through.
No, I
No,
was
no,
just
she
No.
wasn't.
no.
The only two
No.
people worse about talking about things in this party than the cleric and the warlock are the fighter and the ranger barbarian.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna look at Thor.
Cece uncharacteristically wants to know what's going
Thor.
on.
Thor is still a little bit of the
He did eat a lot.
She's just gonna try to like soothe him a little bit, be like, it's okay. I'll get you fixed up today, I promise. You won't feel like this again. She's just trying to soothe him. While she's
It's
just
like
sitting
Thor
there
just looks a
talking with
little
Cecile.
bloated.
Gotta be uncomfortable. She feels so bad, but she's like, you're such a good boy, kind of thing. But she's just gonna basically catch up with Cecile about everything that's happening.
Oh, the cousins built some cannons?
A cannon.
Yeah. Oh, cannons. I think there were two.
For
They
what?
fired them yesterday morning at like elf time, like 8 a.m. I don't remember. It was
Breakfast
early.
o'clock, according to them.
Okay.
If I miss
You
that
rolled over, I
shot,
kept
I'm
sleeping.
certainly being punished by my god.
But yeah,
What?
I haven't really gotten the full rundown from Alita what happened on their end. I haven't really told. Well, they know the fortress got leveled, and we killed a bunch of vampires.
Okay.
That's about it, though. I haven't
Okay.
really gotten everything.
Me too.
But pretty sure Hydrian's been keeping a good eye on her.
Alright.
Totally just for Cecile.
Yeah,
You're Hydrian's
'Cause-
sister, so there
'cause
might be
you-
shit that you've picked up on that
'cause-
Cecile
'cause-
hasn't.
that was a very failed
Wait,
insight check.
Oh yeah, I feel that so hard.
where
They've
is
been
my
next to each other.
spirit?
Next to it.
Oh. And then Alyssa's gonna flash back and be like, that's what Hydrud meant when she said my cleric. And she says that out loud.
And I get another insight check.
I'll give you advantage on this one.
Did you say that loud enough to be heard through the closed door?
Oh no, just conversation between me and Cecile. I don't know how you feel about it yet, so it's intimate conversation between
Okay.
me and her.
It clicks. Soon as Alyssa says that, it clicks.
There's that like that explains so
That's what she meant by my cleric.
that's not the part that
yes,
makes it click
the
for
light
Cecile.
bulb.
Oh yeah, no, light bulb goes off. The my cleric thing didn't phase Cecile. That part Cecile did not take as a clean thing from Hydrune because Alyssa was also shouting that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
just
just
a
like
different
the
manner.
Black Heart sisters are a little possessive.
Possessive.
It's fine. It's genetic apparently. So just waving that off. But then it's like flashing back to the temple and walking in and seeing Hydrune very clingy with Alita. Like perception wise, Cecile saw the clinginess and probably the blush on Alita. I just did not
It didn't click.
connect shit.
You were tired.
I was very tired and had been drained by a vampire. So no, there's definitely this moment of like, okay, got it. Yeah. they're next
Clarity.
door.
Yeah. Okay, it's like, no, I'm gonna leave my sister alone. Apparently that runs in the family.
And I insight check that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh
Fucking-
my.
Let's see.
So is this
Regular
happening
or
right here too?
What level?
Cecile,
What level?
Cecile really is thick, huh?
Listen, Al is just as thick. Ask my wife. I don't know how to not play thick. So
I think it's just gonna be a regular insight check.
Alright, so I got a lovely +1 for this.
Because
Al
it's
goes,
probably
"Ooh."
there was probably this like the
Oh,
run of
God,
the family
wow.
like
A nat 20.
wow.
so Cecile, so listen, what did you mean when you said that?
The light bulb stayed on.
When the dice are just like, no, we're done. It's
Oh, this is great. This is beautiful.
As the two elves in the party who have like the longest lives out there finally make their get a clue rolls.
the barbarian's face after seeing that nat 20.
I'm in danger.
oh
Not in her
Oh,
head.
no.
She's hold on. In her head, she's where is it? Hold on.
Or is it more
Emotional damage.
No,
no?
no.
Fuck. On a scale from 1 to 10, my friend, you're fucked.
Yep. So that's out there now, for her knowledge at least.
Wait, I
Yeah.
can tell that Alyssa is like, I can. The inner monologue is coming
Red.
through clear enough.
It's
Yeah.
just red.
So it's like,
Hmm.
okay, you're clearly not ready. That part. So, Cecile's gonna stand up, look at Alyssa, give a pointed look at Alyssa's pristine armor, and then just walk out of the room.
Oh.
Would you like to insight check that?
No, I'm pretty sure I got it.
Okay.
She cleaned your armor better than her own.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alyssa just sitting there alone with her thoughts like this. Face red, steam.
And she
I gotta
hasn't even
step out a
left
little
her bed yet.
Yeah.
Hydrun went right back to sleep when Alita told her to just go back to sleep. I'm like, okay.
Alyssa, or Jesus, Cecile. Oh, should I roll deception? I'm trying to see how bad Cecile is blushing right now.
I can tell you right now, Aelita is face first in a book. She probably won't even look up to greet Cecile. She'll just do the hi bye as she's,
Right.
reading.
Right. So
Are
does
you
that mean I
you're trying to
can't roll
hide it on, you're
deception?
trying to hide it on yourself?
Yeah. On
Um
Cecile.
either deception or performance.
Why do I
Is your
have advantage on deception? Where the fuck is that coming from?
Ooh,
Would it be your armor?
no bueno.
It's either the armor or the sword. I
Tylenol.
don't remember.
Tylenol. Are you okay?
Mom's getting mom. No.
It was like mom got a fever.
She said
Tylenol and
deception or
sleep and
performance?
My boss just told me I have to be in tomorrow
Oh,
around children.
No.
you
No.
snap a picture of that and send it like, yeah, no.
I did.
Hmm.
Then you have done
So-
everything that you are responsible to do.
Yeah.
What were you saying to performance or deception?
Either
Yes.
deception or performance, because you're trying to hide it.
Performance is a flat roll.
We'll let you do deception. Because even
It's
if
still-
someone
it's
sees the blushing, deception, you're gonna immediately talk your way out of it.
I'm gonna try. You
Performance
remember
would
my-
be performance.
I would like-
Would you like getting your cheeks dirty so you don't
I would
so they
like
don't
to
see it?
remind the party that Cecile's charisma is a 6.
Mhm.
I can fix that.
Mhm.
Oh, buddy. Oh man.
Try
Everything's
as you
fine.
might,
Everything's fine.
you are
Walk in the room.
broadcasting everything on your face.
Walk in the room, look at Alita, be like, Alyssa's up, and just immediately try to beeline it for the door.
Alita will glance up briefly from the book, go, okay, I will talk to her when she decides she's gonna leave her room. Have a good trip. And then go back into her book.
Choosing to be oblivious.
Yes.
Choosing to save Cecile's dignity.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
I mean, probably doesn't help that Alita's still trying to process everything that happened with Hydrun when she walked in.
Right.
Yeah, there's a
Bold
lot
of
of
you to
information.
assume Aelita's actually reading.
Yeah, she's got a pretty high passive, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm. Aelita's hair isn't up in its usual braids. It's down. It's covering her ears. She knows her ears are still red. Like, bold of you to assume she's
Oh.
actually reading.
We weren't trying to be stealthy, were we? Like, it was a subdued conversation in the other room, but I'm 98% sure Alita heard, like, most of it.
Uh-huh.
If she was paying attention.
Cecile is
If she
also
was paying
choosing to be blissfully ignorant and just try to ignore that. And I'm don't know where I'm going, but I am.
You don't know where, but you know it's not here.
I suddenly need to be.
Where are the
anywhere but here.
gnomes? Wait a minute, the gnomes are somewhere. I should go find the gnomes. It's too quiet. Where are the gnomes?
Yeah, where are the gnomes?
At that point,
Here.
gnomes probably would still be at the terrarium in my little section. We're just sitting down, just staring off into space, trying to recoup from that night.
There's a particular blend of tea that Timmers likes. I want to make sure we both get a great big mug of it. Great,
Thank you.
a glorious morning. I'll tip and wish Timbers. I hope that the Great Wit offers you a portion of his for us all any of us shall ever need.
Yeah, no, I basically just start slurping down that tea. Oh yeah, that shit. That is spot.
I'll start at. No, I'll go straight to the Terrarium because that's where I left gnome number 1 with gnome number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Tweedledee
Making
and
su-
Tweedledum, thing 1, thing 2.
Trying to make sure that they're both, alive and kicking and
Yep. No processing doing this early in the morning. At least at this time.
Oh, is Alyssa better yet?
Timbers still pretty much kind of depressed or not.
Cecile will lean over like the main gate. She'll be like, "No,
Oh, good buddy.
Alyssa's." I'd give her a bit. She's still waking up. You know how that can be sometimes. Like, like she was blessing like crazy. It's a brisk morning, right, Tim?
yeah, why not?
Cool. That'll explain slightly rosy cheeks on the Eladrin, who's pale as fuck.
Slightly rosy cheeks. Ooh.
You're lit
I
up like a
would-
fucking Christmas tree right now.
I
You
adjust my
probably match
branches.
Rangita's hair.
Does Nyla say?
Just adjusting some of my clothing.
Oh yeah, I'd give it a bit, but I'd say we should probably go in the next, half hour. We could go in tomorrow. That's fine. It's just-
We can go in tomorrow. That's fine.
That's fine. Eventually, we gotta explain what happened with us. Well, they explain what happened with them. Check in with Silverhand, all that jazz. Oh shit! I didn't even. Cecile realizing she's the only one who knows from the party who knows that Melindrock left with
A company of soldiers.
Squadron.
Yep.
Yeah, or you said 300? So like
Yeah, several hundred, yeah.
platoon Bigger, yeah. I was bigger than a
company.
platoon. Yeah. There's that like I should go back it. I'm giving it a bit. Yeah. So yeah, whenever y'all are ready.
Okay.
No, and then just leaves again. Like Cecile does not know how to. Cecile is that NPC in a video game that's just following a walking path, because that's the one thing they know how to do right now.
Thank you for your help last night, Cecile.
You're welcome.
I will
You
say
didn't
for
get
this.
too drunk, right?
No, I feel better than. I roll my head over to my compatriot who did not have the beneficence of a protection from poison as I did,
Mm,
and who got further into the blackout table than I did.
Oh, I do have protection from poison. I just never realized.
Also, Timbers, if you haven't
So
healed
do I.
yourself long rested, you can do that.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Token
did.
still shows very
Yeah.
much wounded. That's why I was double checking.
I was like, meet back inside in like an
It's pretty
hour or
good,
so,
man.
Mm-hmm.
and I'll just.
But yeah, I don't. It's enough to where it's like getting later in the morning.
Yeah, Hydroon will be up by now.
Up and probably reading your book again.
Yep.
Cool.
I'll say for the second day, Amir's just gonna go to his usual people to talk to. Just still waiting for that meeting. Because he has nothing to do at this point.
He could always sharpen his blades.
You don't think he doesn't do that in this? 4 out of 8 hours of sleep.
Sleep?
Oh.
Got
What's that?
some of the
Oh, not nowhere.
Exactly.
He could be
Just-
restocking his poisons.
Just to kind of like speed things up throughout the day, you guys will have some time to continue reading books and whatnot. So I'd say both Nyla and Hydroon's manuals are now mundane items. You guys can doom the magic within.
Fuck yes.
Nice.
So I will go into Nyla's sheet and add that on.
Would that be
bonus.
under the override?
No,
Or
the
other?
miscellaneous modifier, or like other or something. I think that's what I did. Let me check.
The only ones it's other and override. Those are the only two options I have.
Be
Um,
other and just give it a +2.
Yeah. Is that what I did? Yeah, I did other modifier at the bottom.
Okay.
But-
Gotta double check. One
And my
thing.
strength is now up to 16, giving me a +3.
Nice. You're halfway to my plus.
That is a huge jump.
Mm-hmm.
As does
Yeah,
the
those
maximum.
books
Okay.
And in
After
2 more
the-
levels, I get to
yes.
for my actual level up, I can actually do do ability skill modifiers.
Oh.
In Warlock, I'm only at 15
Wait a minute.
because I have 3 levels in Fighter.
Is that you just trying to put more muscle on to impress the cleric? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
It's a 50-50? The other half of that equation is I want to be able to get up in things face a little more and actually absolutely just beat the living shit out of them.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
We can train. I'll teach you how to beat the shit out of things.
Yeah, no, Timber's basically gonna be, training with the just be training training in the terrarium. He's basically, try to work on strength, agility, all that such, just basically physical training.
Jesus, Nyla's con.
Yeah.
What is it like? +4 now, right? Yeah.
I can also
Yeah, it's gone from
with the
plus-
manual of gainful exercise in your inventory, you also don't have to actually physically change anything. You just have to check it off saying that's equipped.
Oh.
So
What?
yeah, so if I go back and change that other modifier back to just 0, putting me back at 14, I scroll down and just click equip on the main manual of gainful exercise, and
Oh.
look, it changed my stuff to 16.
There
Oh
you
shit!
go.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
So Nyla's now got a
I'm gonna
19.
get rid of that other then. Alright, perfect. Thank you for that.
I clicked on it and hit charges, and I'm like, why is it here saying that I can equip it? Hold on, let me see if that does anything. Oh, it does.
I think for some people, because it doesn't recharge for a century, that they've sold the book since then, so then they need to. If that happens, then we just need to add that bonus
Yeah,
manually.
can we just add the 2 back in? That's fine.
So yeah, so that goes. You guys will start to reconvene back in the main hall, where the rest of the council members are gathering, or if they've already gathered, because they sleep there now too with you guys.
Mhm.
And yeah. Melissa gets up, Cecile comes back in, and next time we gather,
Oh man.
there's going to be a hell of a conversation. Let me just
I'm
go ahead.
wondering
I
how
kinda-
many. Do we roll the insight checks now between the sisters and the elves to figure out if we figured out what the others have going on? Like,
If you want to.
oh no, it's oh wait, no. Alyssa and Cecile have pinged the Hydrune Alita like that combo. Aelita and Hydrune, however, although Aelita probably heard like everything, how much she retained, who the fuck knows? Because Alyssa said one thing and then Cecile said nothing. Cecile just looked at a stack of armor and walked out. So
Guess it runs in the family.
mhm. So I'm not sure how much the clerics picked up or Hydrune. The frontliners definitely know something's going on with the warlock and the cleric. The warlock and the cleric don't know. Granted, the frontliners don't know what's going on between them exactly either. We kind of do, but we kind of don't at the same time. We're doing the fun avoid talking about it thing.
We're doing
So-
that. I don't know if I should pry thing.
Yeah. So as
Well,
you guys start,
I just have that. Do I notice like
Oh, there's some
Alyssa
awkwardness.
just kind of like
Cecile has a 6
not want to directly
charisma.
look at Cecile? like-
Cecile has a 6 charisma. How well do you think she's hiding this?
Well, that's why I was asking if I noticed Alyssa not wanting to look directly at Cecile.
I didn't
'Cause-
say I didn't want to look directly at her, okay?
Passive insight 15.
Anyway,
I have a passive
Uh,
insight of 17.
Jesus.
My passive insight is 21. My passive perception is also 21. It's just bold of you to assume that I was paying any form of attention to any kind of conversation.
My passive perception's great. My passive insight is 11. Which is why I did not pick up on shit between the other two. And it took
But
me a
insight
bit
is
to pick up
13.
on the other.
so I feel it.
We have the two very good passive insight people who actually clued in on each other, and the two who don't have so great who took so
Is Nyla the kind of person to ask why is nobody looking at each other? Or is that not her? Is that not her
no,
thing?
that's right up
No.
at Nyla's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right up Nyla's alley.
Well, I was like, why is everyone like looking at the crowd, avoiding each other today?
Well, that's the thing is, Aelita wouldn't
Who's
necessarily be
favorite?
avoiding Hydrune. She's
Oh, no.
standing close-ish to her, like, but not making direct eye contact, because anytime direct eye contact is made, Aelita turns pink.
Yes,
Again.
see, that's what I'm talking about.
Badger is a mirror
Nyla
here
would.
at this point.
Yes, we'll have to add you in.
Alyssa's just
Um,
gonna stare at Hydrune.
I am pretty sure Mirror is gonna clock
That's sister
something.
glare.
That
like,
no, that
why
sister look that is
are
just pure communication between one another.
I don't know, Amir. Give me an insight.
Mm,
Well, okay.
Hydrune's just looking right back at Alyssa.
That's actually an 18.
You guys got things for elves. We got this. Like 20 years.
You want my I'm gonna say my deception is still riding from earlier. That lovely 3 I've got going there. I'm just gonna let that ride. That's not getting any better.
Just Hydrune and Alyssa just communicating through looks.
mhm.
It-
Looks
it-
at
it-
Hydrune, looks at Alita, looks back at Hydrune, just mhm.
Hydrune Hydrun's cheeks get a little pink as she does a slight, almost unnoticeable nod, like, mm-hmm.
If Amir is clocking anything,
Amir is cackling his
gonna
ass off.
he's going to give
Nyla's
this
just like-
simplest, most subtle smirk of like, I know, like he knows what's going on, but
Oh
there's no
god,
reason to
Amir
say
would
anything.
know. Fucking shit. Yeah,
But Amir's going to keep it to himself because like that's not his business.
good.
Good on you.
Except
That
There's,
Hydrun.
there's probably a similar
the
exchange
half
between
succubus.
Amir and Cecile,
Mhm.
of Cecile just death glaring Amir of like, don't you fucking say a word.
Except
Okay, no,
Hydrun
look,
being her
But-
Alyssa's sister
but to
just notices a
Cecile,
look and kind of is like gives
Oh!
a questioning look for a moment.
but
Gives a
Am-
questioning look for a
um,
moment. Slight look over at the incredibly blushing Aladrin, and then back over to Alyssa. And then raises an eyebrow.
Amir,
I know.
Amir to Cecile is just going to give that smile of like, I'm really happy for you, like, finally. But it's locked. Mm-mm.
There's
So
like
No
so
one can
much.
no one can read Amir at this point unless he's actually choosing to allow people to read him.
so with a little bit of
So the
time that we have
insights
left.
for Nyla, Timbers, and Cece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
See
I
who
would.
gets it and who doesn't.
All right, Nyla,
Would it be
Timbers,
two separate
CC,
insights or just one
insights.
to see what covers?
Hold on.
16. Hello.
Timbers is a 19.
I got 19. Even though I'm currently in my own little world of being heartbroken, I can still see through bullshit.
Unfortunately, CC is in his notebook sketching things.
Cece's clueless.
So
That
Yep.
is so
So
CC
It's on
though.
brand. It's on brand.
Mm-hmm.
That actually tracks. So
Timbers is noticing, but he doesn't care. Nyla's it's like Nyla's looking around, and it's starting to slowly come to mind of what's going on. It takes a little bit, but eventually gets there.
I'm surprised that Timbers isn't like, oh, sure, they get to find love, but not me.
Yeah, no, Timbers basically like.
Oh, would
yeah.
Timbers? Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Timbers is hungover. Would Timbers keep that in his head?
oh shit.
Like I said, Timbers is basically hungover, heartbroken. He, even though he knows what's going on, he's basically like, yeah, fuck it. He's not getting spoiled. He's not getting spoiled.
I feel so bad for Timbers.
Oh,
Hate to be
So
the bearer of
while
bad
we're all
news.
kind of awkwardly standing around,
this is the
Aelita's
most
going to
awkward
put
this
her
whole group has
hand-
been.
Aelita's going to put her hand into her pocket and pull out a handful of silver rings and go, "Don't question me. Everybody but Dumb and Dumber, take one and put it on."
Okay.
Which one's
Thank you.
dumb?
So basically, Timbers looks at Nyla's
CC is
like,
no.
"Why are we putting on these rings then?"
Bring.
Hydrogen just grabs
Has
it,
a
like,
ring.
I'm
okay.
not familiar enough to know if I'm getting a ring or not.
Yeah, you are.
We're dumb and
Okay.
dumber. We don't get rings.
No, it's everybody but Amir and Cece.
What? Why is Amir either dumb or dumber?
Because I'm the cleric and I said so.
And you showed up to her temple drunk.
That's
That
Okay, that tracks now. That tracks.
She is then in turn going to take her own ring off, and she is going to explain the rings, kind of as calmly but quickly as she can. Essentially, these rings, your guys' rings, if you drop, we'll let her know that you're dead and where the fuck to find you and what the fuck killed you. And her ring ties her to her family, so if she goes down, they'll know.
Wait, are you saying that? Are you saying that we're your family?
Yes,
Oh,
in one way or another.
bring it in.
Congratulations, you've been adopted by an elf.
They were rings of something. What do we
shit.
call them?
Oh, shit.
Rings of Feld Honor.
Feld Honor. I didn't call
No.
them rings of
Oh,
oh
shit.
shit, but they're nicknamed the rings of oh shit.
There.
Are they
It is the
actual
I have
items?
died. Oh shit, they are
Yes.
actual items.
Are
So if
they
you look,
The ring
if
of
you
life-
look up the
attuned
The
ring
ring
of
of life alert.
huh?
I assume
The ring
not
of life
attuned.
alert.
No, not attunement.
It stabilizes you to 0 essentially,
Yeah.
and
One
keeps
health
you
and
from,
unconscious.
yeah, it keeps you from bleeding out while sending out an oh shit notice to Alita.
Yeah, like I said, the life alert.
We'll have to have a
Essentially,
feast
help,
to
I've fallen
celebrate
and
the
I can't get up.
adoptions.
Blue. Okay.
Which is great because Nyla knows Heroes Feast.
But yeah, the
Are you reading my
item
spell
in
book, GM?
D&D Beyond might say that it requires attunement. It does not, because Mistress said so.
It's not look like it.
Okay, my
I
loves,
did not-
since
I
you
did
no
not set
longer
it for attunement.
require, since you no longer
Get some
require
rest, feel
mother,
better.
I'm
Okay.
going to go to bed.
Go get some rest.
Rest, feel better.
Drink water.
I hope you get better.
Thank you for joining us.
Have a good
Yes,
night.
thank
I
you.
love the laughs.
Yes,
Love you
quite
so
the
much.
night,
Grateful
huh?
for the time that we share together.
Definitely a night.
We'll talk to you later. Get some
So the
play-
one
get some-
thing, I
rest.
kind of wanted to do before everyone got kind of sidetracked, is right before
Is
ending.
that what we're calling
Do
it?
the people that have knowledge want to info dump? Because some people know some things,
Yes.
and we
We wanna-
can arrange next week of how the information is explained, but just so that it's still fresh. Because after another week, not sure how readily that information is going to be in any of our heads.
It'll be in mine.
It'll be
Well,
in
yes.
mine because I have it through Discord conversations.
Yes, but do we want to share now or wait until next week?
I could do it
Okay.
now.
I can do it now.
I mean, the half of the siege crew was basically we sieged a fort and destroyed it and potentially killed
Yep.
up to 7
So-
vampires.
The information that gets passed is Alita knows some things during the conversation with Zastam.
Mm,
And Amir knows some things from some scouting that he did with himself before running into Sledge.
Mhm.
So, would you like to start,
So
Alita?
the things that Alita knows. The temple getting taken, her getting taken, was a miscommunication. Essentially, Zastam's right-hand person, left-hand person, the person,
The
thought
vampire.
the vampire thought that you guys taking the letter from the exiled faction meant an alliance was being formed between us and the exiled, and the vampire wanted to prove a point. So that was just a oopsie daisy, essentially.
I feel like that
He had no
vampire
plan
whole
for it to
entire
happen.
That cost an entire vampire family their line.
Well, they fucked around and
Because-
found out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he has promised that he will not interfere in our fight against the Cult of the Dragon. And I have that promise, I'm gonna say, on good faith.
Are we gonna get in trouble for killing all the vampires?
Whatever damage
No,
you
he said
caused
he
that
wasn't-
day.
Yeah, he said he wasn't going to hold it against us. He also said that any red wizards that we see from that point out will be from the exiled faction, and we can, and I quote, dispose of them as we see fit.
Okay.
That's good.
Just remember
Okay.
that I cannot pick you up if they stab you with one of their blades.
Good to know.
Well, if they just kill us with the blade, or just stabbed once.
I believe it's if
Important
they,
clarification to the front
Yeah.
players.
If you get stabbed with it and drop to 0,
yeah.
resurrection spells revivify won't work. They'll get blocked by the knife.
Mm-hmm.
They also require, if you get stabbed with a red wizard's blade, require a little extra healing, because it basically just it kind of applies grievous wounds and makes it harder to heal. But otherwise, it would be really OP if you just get stabbed once, you're dead, and you can't come back kind of thing. So I think it's
That's what I thought this was. I was just like,
no. If you get stabbed with a red wizard's blade and then you happen to die or succumb to the wounds, then no amount of resurrection will bring you back.
Daggers of sepsis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think the rings would work on that either.
Nope.
Important question for Cecile. I
Mhm.
have that amulet, but that amulet does not state that it's using the resurrection spell.
the amulet of resurrection that I gave Cecile.
It doesn't say it
That
uses the
has
resurrection
2
spell itself.
charges. The one made
Oh,
from
dragon
Cryobane's
amulet.
eye.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Those are something different. That's draconic magic. That's a different type of magic.
Oh, that's a level. Well, that's also not an insta up too, because that's a short rest before I even get up. So that would make sense that would still work.
Mm-hmm.
Whee! Okay. So that is Alita Saft. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I look at it like you didn't sell your soul to him.
No. My soul belongs to Mistra. For as long as I live.
Yep. Zaz Tam has what he says, bigger fish to fry. He's got bigger plans that require more planning. So he's not going to fuck with
Might
you
become
guys.
a problem further down the line, but not a problem right now.
Whatever damage you guys cause, he's like, I'm not even going to get mad about it. He's kind of, he took it as like, you guys needed to do something back. Not going to hold it against you. And then
You took our
even
building, we leveled yours.
and then even solidified the here's my word in good faith, which is taking that scroll that Cecile had and using it. Which is why
The scroll
last
that
time
was technically not Cecile's in the first place.
no. But you guys had found it, which means he could sense it along the weave and yoinked it and was like, I will use the scroll which contained a wish spell, which is why you guys didn't just level up once, but twice.
Nice.
And I think then all we got is Amir's info.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, going a lot further back in the timeline, when Amir got the info of who had the last contract, which it was the zombie spy character, forget his name, went to
No,
go
the
track
zombie.
him down. The zombie.
The zombie. Yeah.
The zombie. Went to go track him down. Got to the tower right after y'all showed up. And then ended up partially following him to his next location. And also ended up finding the Well of Dragons, which he's going to point on the map where he's
You
located.
found it.
Heavily, like I have never seen heavily guarded. He goes into detail about the entrance that he tried to attempt to get through. And
By yourself.
yep, standard recon mission for him. But as he got to the got close to the entrance, he saw two ancient statues, which they look like, and he points to Alyssa and Hydrune. It's like they
What?
look like you two, but it was clearly
Wait,
not you two. Like your
how old are
ancestors.
the statues that look
Uh,
like them?
Older than you.
yeah, very, very old.
By a lot.
But they looked like
It looks
us
like
as I
that.
motioned back and forth between Alyssa and myself.
Correct. And then Timmy, was he able to like see any written plaques or whatnot when he did it, or was it just he saw the statues?
There are plaques and whatnot, but the rating's worn away.
Okay.
It's in a language that I don't think anybody in the party knows. But yeah, you were just kind of caught off guard because out of all the statues in the area, there are two that resemble Alyssa and Hydra.
Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it can be written
Like-
down, I have a spell
like-
that makes it so if I can touch it, I can understand it.
Well, if you go to it.
And of course he's like pointing this stuff out on the map.
Mhm.
As well. And then right before he can basically get into the doorway, not even through the door, just to the doorway, Kurt shows up. And as far as I can tell, he is their guard dog. I managed to get out alive, as you can see. He's still very scary, by the way.
It's
And-
Zapdos, of course.
Yep. And then, that shortly after I thought I lost him, I saw in the distance a blue dragon holding something. And as I approached, it turned out to be Sledge. I then considered my options and I decided to at least attempt to save Sledge. In doing so, we both fell out of the sky, hitting every single branch of a tree and surviving. Took a hot minute of patching each other up and a few more
Good night,
days
Mother.
for us to show up here right before we got taken away.
That actually explains a lot about the injuries that you came in with. Okay.
A
Yeah.
piecing timeline together as you guys were approaching Zonthal's tower is around the time that Amir came face to face with Kirk in a kind of one-sided battle. The blue dragon that was eventually called and summoned and attacked the village outside of Zonthal's was chased away by Sledge, who eventually lost the fight and was being taken away as a hostage.
I just remembered that Alyssa still has the blue dragon mask
Uh-huh.
that we don't know is fake or not. So at some point, we will try to attune to it.
Probably can do it the first thing next week. So now that the info dumping has been info dumped, and now we have information to go into next session, this is a grandy old place to stop. Lady Silverhand's awaiting a very interesting conversation. Yeah, and so we'll say for tonight, we'll say goodnight to Kick and YouTube. And we'll see you guys all next week, maybe, hopefully. Until then, good night. Bye.
Good night, sleep well.